Okay, it seems better. Okay, I think we're safe now. Let me just redo my whole intro for the edit real quick. Welcome what is up, everybody? Nathan Sample here, and welcome to this lovely new live stream on The Elder Scrolls Blades. This game was very recently released, and I've never really, been into mobile games. And this is a mobile game, but I figured I'd give it a little shot, to be honest. Bethesda Game Studios.
For centuries, the Blades protected the Dragonborn Emperors, an elite group of fighters. They commanded fear
And respect.
but the great
No.
war against the
What is up, Zach? How you feeling, my dude?
I'm doing wonderful. Did you know that you can buy burgers from the store?
I had no idea.
Yeah, it's selling right at the store.
You want to hear how my stream just started? It's going to be cut out for the edit, but I
Did it
just
start with a song?
No, it started off literally with my audio from my television crackling like crazy.
That sounds awesome.
It was so
I
weird.
could watch 3 hours of that.
Dude, it was freaking me out because I've had this TV give me audio issues before, but it's never been like in my ears, and I know the viewers heard it too.
Well, that's okay. They appreciate it.
Yeah, they appreciate it when their freaking ears are destroyed.
Yes.
Okay, I need to log into BethesdaNet. Already we're off to a wonderful start. What the hell is my
I've
Bethesda?
never met 'em.
The hell is my BethesdaNet account? Let me log
I
into.
think it's a name.
Yeah, let me log into Doom, because literally Doom is where my BethesdaNet account is saved on the Switch. This is
Doom is cool.
Yeah, Doom is pretty dope.
Doom's like, pretty cool.
Yeah, man. Only pretty cool though.
Like thoughts are temporary, but Doom is forever.
You know, I don't entirely disagree with you on that.
So that's a good thing.
Okay, I know my BethesdaNet login now. Because they had this weird-ass DRM on all the stuff that they do on the Switch. But what have you
Yeah.
been up to today?
I've been sitting in my chair.
Well, that's that's a good start. I've been fiddling with the channel a lot lately. I decided to stop doing reruns as much as I was and instead do them when I can't stream. And I've opened up VODs other than sub only for everyone.
The Blades protected the Dragonborn Emperors.
Okay, I would like to skip this cutscene that I've already watched, please, game.
And respect.
So what have you...
Skip the cutscenes.
It literally won't let me. I'm sitting here tapping every button. And the game's like, no, 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 no. You need to watch this. This is important to watch every time you open the game.
No, you shouldn't do that.
I don't know why I'm
against the
cutting to
law.
this right now anyways. I'm going to have to cut away whenever I log back into my BethesdaNet account so I don't share my bloody info.
Yeah.
So have you been playing with your arcade stick lately?
Yeah, I've turned it on every once in a while.
Every once in
then
a
I'll
blue
play
moon.
And I'll play a game for like 15 minutes, then I'll be like, all right, that was fun.
I do that sometimes on the Switch. I probably turn my Switch on like 15 times a day or something and play it for 5 seconds.
That's kind of what I do with the arcade cabinet. Like, arcade games aren't very long. you
Yeah.
know? Like, they're not long games. So even though my arcade cabinet is like basically a big emulator that plays hundreds of thousands of games, so I could play PlayStation games and stuff on there if I wanted, but
Yeah.
I really just stick to MAME and arcade games. And so like you'll turn on the arcade cabinet and you'll be like, all right, well, what do I want to play? And then you go, all right, let's play Mega Man. And then Mega Man's only 4 levels. because that's
Mega
only ever
Man?
made- yeah, the arcade version's only 4 levels, so you do all
Wait,
4
there's an
levels and you're like-
arcade Mega Man?
There's like 8 of them. Yeah.
Like actual arcade game?
Yeah, like actual arcade Mega Man.
I didn't know that even existed.
Yeah. They released them in Japan first, and then they brought them over here to America. And I mean, it's a pretty good. There's a bunch of them. They're really, really good. But
So I'm gonna
Yeah,
have
they're
to
only like
change
4
my
levels.
password for my bloody Bethesda.net account right now on the air.
that's fine.
Yeah, it's really
But yeah,
dope, dude.
there's only like 4 levels on
What
the
the
games.
freak is
you
even
know?
going on?
So it's
Okay.
like, oh, okay. So if you've only got 4 levels, you play the 4 levels, then you beat the game, and you're like, all right, well, what do I do now?
See, I'm not very good at the original Mega Man, anyways.
Well, it doesn't matter. It's an arcade, so like nobody's good at it because you have an
Is,
arcade
is there
stick.
like a way for me to play this game without logging into Bethesda.net, or is it gonna force me to do this?
You mean like Doom or just
No,
any game?
Elder Scrolls Blades. It wants me to log in.
Oh, see, I don't play Elder Scrolls Blades.
I'm
So I
trying
have
it
no
out for
clue.
the first time because it was just ported to the Switch, and it's like, you need to log in real quick because we have DRM. It's like, this is like a streamer's nightmare. You have audio issues than this.
Microphone.
Okay,
not
okay, it
connected.
booted up. It booted up. Thank God. What's up?
Oh, I'm on the wrong microphone. There we go. Do I sound different?
Yeah, you sound a little closer now, I believe.
Closer? Good, yeah, because I'm using the headset microphone as opposed to this big one in front of me. I was like, something don't seem right.
Dude, the movement in this is so weird and jittery right now. Do you have the stream open?
No.
Okay, I know I have a defective Switch controller that has screwed up analog sticks, but this is like so unresponsive and jittery when you're opening it. I think the environments are beautiful though. Oh God. Oh wow, this is I don't know about this one. Oh,
It's a game, all right.
I
You
mean
know
the
a good
environments for a mobile game are really pretty, but the movement is like, I don't know what the hell they're doing.
It's a good game. Bully's a good game.
I actually have that on the shelf over there.
Yeah, it's a good game.
Oh my God, what is happening?
I played it yesterday.
This is such a train wreck.
I played Bully yesterday. It was a lot of fun.
Yeah.
Beat the whole
Look
game.
sensitivity, literally all the way up, please. Oh
ever,
my
like, pick a
God,
game
that
and
is
just, like,
so.
beat it in
Oh,
a
it's
day
almost so
just
much
to
better.
Just beat it in a day.
What?
You ever just grab a game and just say, I'm just going to beat this game today, and you just beat it, and then that's it?
Yeah, I've done that several times. As a kid, my parents used to get really mad at me because they'd buy me games and I would beat them in literally one day.
Well, no, I didn't do that. Like, for when people would buy me games, I would, pretend that I would keep playing it day after day, just
Yeah.
so, like, nobody would get... Because I never wanted them to think that, like, I gotta... they gotta buy me another one, like, tomorrow,
I mean, like, I could say that, but my parents wouldn't do it. What's up, Jacob? How you feeling?
Do what?
I said, "What's up, Jacob?" in the text chat.
Oh.
I'm starting to feel like this game was designed for the Joy-Cons, perhaps. 'Cause I
Might have
can't-
been.
I
have
think
been.
that's what's going on, maybe, because it's freaking weird to control. Like, the controller that I'm using is not totally functional, but this is weird. Like, it freaking jitters all over the place, and it's... Oh, hello, friend. Mr. Orc. Mr. Orc Man, bring me a dream.
All I do now is just kind of sit here, and if I'm not playing Twitch Sings, which is basically most of my day anymore, is playing this game and looking at CGN.
Yeah. Jacob says I'm good. What about YouTube? Gotcha. You just gotta get used to it. I feel you. I feel you, man. Do you think, Gotcha, since I assume that you're into this game, do you think I should use the Joy-Cons? Because this is what I'm using right now.
Yes, you should use the Joy-Cons.
Is that an actual suggestion, or are you memeing right now?
Yes. No,
Okay.
that's an actual suggestion.
Okay. Your town refused to pay taxes to the queen. We're here to collect. So you
Yeah.
set fire to my town? Question mark. No Joy-Cons.
Yeah, 'cause
Okay.
you didn't pay no taxes. That's what you get for not paying your taxes.
No, I don't
That's
know
the
how
world
that
works.
happened. Must
If
have
you
been
don't
an
pay your
accident.
Taxes, we burn your house down.
Yeah, I mean that's that's how the American justice system works, right?
Basically, yeah.
Dude, the other day I was
Yeah.
playing Fortnite on stream. Well, it was Fortnite Friday, and I freaking I don't remember what I said, but I was like, dude, this game is America in 2 years. Like, I don't know why. Something about that joke entertained myself. Do you really think she listens to the likes of me? Can I?
Man, America's funny right now with the whole pandemic and stuff.
Dude, you know what? This morning I went on the first walk that I've been on in years. In years. What the hell is wrong? In months.
Is your
It
state open back up yet, or no?
It's in phase 1. Like restaurants and churches are open. I walked
Yeah,
by a
well-
church down the road, and it's not the church I attend, but I swear I sat there like, what if I just like went there? Because I don't have a ride to mine today. What if I just like sat in?
Right.
And I thought
They
about
wouldn't
it.
care.
You look very familiar. Aren't you?
Like they would never care.
Yeah, they wouldn't care, but it's like it would feel weird to me, I guess is what I mean, because it would be like, oh, I get to design my character.
See, for us Catholics, that never happens because the Catholic Church is universal. So every church you go to is exactly the same.
Is that actually true?
Yeah, that's why it's called. That's Catholic stands for. It means universal.
Oh
So
yeah,
every
it does, doesn't it?
Yeah,
What
so-
race should I be, folks in chat? You
Brethren.
can't cheat on your church. Well, no, the reason why I didn't want to do it was because I didn't know. There's like old people churches, not to sound rude. Old
no, I get
people.
what you're saying.
Yeah, there's like old people churches, and there's churches that kind of fit my vibe better, where they're like, they have the rock band going, and people are chilled
Yeah.
out.
No, I get that. Like I blew my wife's mind, like because she was Baptist and she'd always went to the same church her whole life.
Yeah.
And I was like, come to church with me. So we went to church, and then we went to Florida like 2 weeks later, and I'm like, all right, let's go to church. And she's like, we're just gonna go to a random church. I'm like, it's gonna be exactly the same. So yeah. And she was like, holy shit, it's exactly the same. I'm like, yeah, there always are. We literally get, all
Yeah.
of our stuff, and they all do the same thing every week. They follow a schedule. Like that's how it works.
What is a Breton? I don't remember that one from Skyrim.
They're Bretons, man.
Yeah, man,
People.
I guess I'm gonna be an Imperial or a Nord.
They're like British people, but not.
I'm gonna be a Nord, I think.
Yeah, you can be a Nord. They're
Yeah.
like Skyrim's people.
Let's see. How tall should I make my character? Should I make him a little
7
tiny
foot
man or a big
7.
guy? Huh?
7'7".
All right, as tall as possible. Fat or skinny?
Skinny.
As far as I know, some pastors. Yeah, that's my. That's what I mean. You said skinny. Okay, should he
Yeah.
be super pale or we make him a black dude, or what should we make him?
He should be everything.
Okay.
And green.
Green. I can make him an uncomfortable yellow color.
No, make him green.
Okay.
Yellow makes him look like a Simpsons character, and then it's like.
Well, I
no.
mean, I don't know why. They just literally have a skin color that's like an inhuman yellow.
Yeah, no, he's got to be green. Green, so everyone thinks he's an alien. But the problem is nobody thinks he's an alien because nobody looks at you anyway in that game.
True. Okay.
That's my favorite thing about video games. You make a character, and your guy can be the ugliest guy ever, and no one cares.
Yeah.
Like, no one thinks, they don't look at him or see any of the work you've put into that character.
Dude, my Skyrim character from my series I was doing was a freaking nightmare.
I think they make it like if you make your character ugly, that people will react to him being really
I
ugly.
wish they would do that. That would be such
Wouldn't
good
that be-
game
wouldn't that
design.
be so cool. Like if you were playing like, Saints Row or something, and you made the ugliest fucking character ever, and everybody on the streets were just like, "Good God, you're ugly." Like,
I would love that so much. I'm going to give him a weird long ponytail. Each individual hair can be a different color.
yeah, like just mess with everything.
We're making Steven Seagal. That's what we're doing.
Yeah, make Steven Seagal.
Hell
He's
yeah,
so
Steven
bad.
Seagal it is. Gonna have
You
to
need
make him
carrot, too.
fatter again. Make
Yeah,
his
you gotta make
skin
him fat.
color. Make him a little bit
You gotta make him-
pink.
You gotta make him tall and fat. And
Yeah,
then
that's-
you gotta.
That's what I did. I'm
You
gonna
gotta give
make
him
his skin color
sunglasses.
kind of pinkish. Yeah,
You gotta
all
make
this.
sure he's wearing clothes that don't really fit, like they're too small.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What color? How far apart should I make Steven Seagal's eyes? Should I make him like a?
His eyes are pretty far apart.
Okay, so he's kind of got a Neanderthal head going on.
He's got that. Well, he kind of does that. His eyes are far apart, but he squints all the time.
All right, chat.
he's
What
constantly
color is
squinting.
Steven Seagal's eyes? How often do you guys
They're
try to make
black.
characters look like you?
They're black.
Never.
I mean, they're brown, but
They're black.
they're-
Steven Seagal has black, soulless eyes.
I mean, no, they're brown eyes, but he squints all the time, so you never see him because he's always constantly squinting. Just
Yeah,
all
I
the
feel like
time.
that was an action hero thing back in the day, though.
No, that's just Steven Seagal.
Well, I mean, didn't what the hell's his name? Western Boy used to do that.
Western boy.
Yeah, well, everyone's favorite action hero, Western Boy, Clint Eastwood.
Oh, that guy.
How fat
Yeah,
are
Clint
Steven
Eastwood.
Seagal's lips? Does he have them fat
No,
PP?
he's got really thin lips.
Okay, he didn't have them dick sucking lips going.
No, he's got really thin lips, and he's got a really big forehead because he puts it all back in a ponytail.
Yeah. Okay, that's
and it's
his
all
thin.
black.
Okay,
And
does
you
he?
gotta talk about how good you are at like karate. You gotta say that all the time.
Okay, does he wear war paint?
No.
From what I know,
He
he
would-
actually is very good at some form of martial arts. I don't know which it is.
He's a black belt, yeah.
Yeah, he's a big moist boy. That's Steven Seagal. He is.
He's a black belt at a martial arts that nobody uses. So,
Well, what's the martial art where you like you clink a couple sticks together?
I don't know.
You know what I'm
But,
talking
he-
about? It's the one where you kendo, I think. Okay, this is as close to Steven Seagal as I can get right here.
So I mean, he has a black belt in Aikido, but the problem is that nobody fucking uses Aikido because Aikido was developed for Japanese soldiers to fight off guys running around with like samurai swords.
All right, Zach,
nobody
are you
fucking
at your
runs-
computer right now?
Yeah.
Open up Google and
Of course I'm
tell
at my
me how to
computer.
spell Seagal. Well, I thought you were on your phone for a sec. I forgot you're using your headset. Tell me how to spell Seagal, because I'm not gonna even try.
Seagal.
Is that actually true?
That's 100% true. Yeah.
See what?
Seaga. SEA as in C, and then Gal. GAL.
Okay, so it's Seagal without the A.
No, there's an A. SEAGAL.
Oh, it's Steven Seagal then.
Yeah, Seagal, but it's Seagal.
Really?
I mean, that's how he does it. So yeah.
That's really his name?
I mean, that is his name. Yes.
I have to Google this. I have to tell the world that his name is Steven Seagal.
He knows.
All right,
That's not how
okay.
you spell Seagal, though.
Siri, you dumb whore, look up Steven Seagal.
It's not. It's not Seagal.
That's not
though.
nice.
It's SEAGAL.
Look up Steven Seagal.
Here's what I found.
Oh my god, it's Steven Seagal.
Yeah.
You weren't just joshing me.
No, serious.
I'm so. Oh my god. My world is not the same as it was before the stream started now.
And that's how he spells it.
It's you.
Steven Seagal.
Okay, but of course it's you. I'm dripping upon ye.
The world's greatest action star
Okay,
right there.
okay, Zach. You know what the game says on the screen right now?
They probably say, "Hey, you can't be Steven Seagal. He's too strong."
He says his name is Junius the Elder. He says, "You're little Steven Seagal."
Yeah, he is.
No one's called me little in a very long time as my only dialogue choice.
That's probably true.
It's
That is
been,
100% something Steven Seagal would say.
it's been so long, some were convinced you were dead. I mean, that's what he
Yeah,
does every.
That
That's what
sounds
people
like
say.
Steven Seagal.
That's what
Yeah.
people say every time he has a film role, pretty much.
Wait, Steven Seagal's not dead?
Which dialogue should I choose? I joined the Imperial Legion or I went looking for adventure? Which is more Steven Seagal
I mean,
to you?
either one sounds like Steven Seagal. He would totally tell some, like, I could see him on E and they're interviewing him, and he'll be like, "I joined the Imperial Legion,"
Okay.
and they'll be like,
That's
or,
what-
or him saying like, "I'm going on an adventure."
That's what I
'Cause he always
chose.
does that anyway.
I chose the Imperial one. With all this fighting, I imagine you must have seen some terrible things.
Yes, Steven Seagal has seen terrible things.
With all this fighting, I imagine seen some, done even worse is the choice I'm going with.
Oh yeah, he's done way worse.
Yeah. Steven Seagal has seen things that would make a man weep in the night. Oh, okay, this game may become a mainstay on the channel if this keeps going. War can make monsters of the best of us. Redemption can be a long, torturous road. In any
I mean,
case,
it
it's
all
good that
just
you're
sounds
back.
like Steven Seagal.
This is Steven Seagal's life, everyone.
This is basically Steven Seagal Simulator. I mean, this is
Steven
this is all
Seagal
it
is every Skyrim hero. He is the Dragonborn.
and he would tell you that too. He would probably be like, "Yes, I am the dragon."
In any case, it's good you're back. We need you in a time like this. Steven Seagal will
Absolutely.
save us from COVID, everyone.
They need Steven Seagal in a time like this.
I'm sure you have a lot of questions for old Junius. What happened here? The Bloodfall Queen sent mercenaries to collect taxes from the townsfolk. Things escalated,
this
and one of the men
lore is boring.
smashed the ancient statue of the town's founder. What was that?
God, this lore is boring.
I mean, I'm
There's like
enjoying
somebody
it because it
smashed the
involves
statue.
Steven Seagal.
That's true.
Quick question, who is Steven Seagal? He is a terrible, terrible Chuck Norris level action star.
Yes, he's a guy that runs with a gun above his head.
Pretty much. Is that a real thing he did in a movie?
Yeah, if you watch any Steven Seagal movie where he's shooting a gun, he doesn't run with the gun in front of him. He runs with the gun above his head, like he holds it above his head. And it's like, what are you
So he
doing?
does like, do you have the stream up and he does like this sort of thing?
Yes, exactly. Like
Oh my god.
yeah.
Steven
like, what do
Seagal.
you-
Let's all cancel
It's
Steven
like, you can't
Seagal.
shoot a gun like that, you big dummy. But he doesn't.
I wish he went to shoot the gun and the butt just smashed him in the jaw.
Well, it just hit him right in the face or the top of the head. You know.
He gets an imprint on his forehead from all his action movies.
Because he holds it. I mean, he holds it like way up here, and it's like, what are you doing?
I
It's
do
like you
like
can't
how you're
see
saying
me,
he
you're
holds
looking
it
down
way
like
up
this.
here as if I can see you right now.
Right. Well, I'm just meaning like he
Yeah.
holds it like
He holds it the way I showed, right?
the butt of the gun is like eye level.
How do you
like-
even aim like that?
That's what I'm saying. He's not aiming. It's even South Park made fun of it, like having him hold the gun way above his head.
At that point, all oblivion broke loose. We heard thunder,
Yeah.
though the sky was clear, and green fire erupted from where the statue stood.
I mean, I could see that. Yeah.
Yeah,
All
this is
Oblivion
all
broke
what
loose
happens when someone messes with Steven Seagal's mansion.
because This is why he needs another. This is why he needs another movie.
This is what happens when someone messes with Steven Seagal's trailer, his double wide.
Hey, I'm Steven Seagal, and I'm going to show you how to do things.
Oh, I hope Steven Seagal lives in a double wide.
I mean, he doesn't. I mean, well, he kind of does when he's on stage, you know. Or
No,
on-
no, no, no,
on
no.
the
He has to
studio.
live in a double wide in my mind.
He doesn't. He lives in a really big mansion.
Do you think he's good with his money? Is he?
Oh yeah, no, he's doing well with his money.
Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess we know who he is, even though he's a big dork. So
I mean, he's a big dork, but he makes a lot of money.
he's a big dork who could kick both of our asses, probably.
Well, I mean, he's way bigger than me, so absolutely.
How tall is he? He's maybe like.
He's like 6'7" or something. He's a giant.
Okay, so he's like my brother's height. I was gonna be like, he looks like on screen. He looks my height to me.
No,
Like I'm
he's a
6'1".
big dude. He's 6'4", so he's a big dude.
How tall is the president? Isn't the president super tall?
I mean, he's like 6'2", yeah.
Okay. The flames spread
But I mean-
uncontrollably,
But
and
like,
most of the town was
Steven Seagal's
destroyed.
a big guy, and not only is he a big guy, I mean, he's a big fat guy too. Like,
I can't diss him for that because I am the same.
I mean, like he's 6'4", and he probably weighs 350 pounds. I mean,
Yeah. Rumor has it some townsfolk took refuge in the abandoned High Winter Castle. Goblins have been seen in that area. Wait, how tall are you? I'm 6'1". Goblins have been seen in that area. I fear for our people who have been made prisoner or worse. Please, you may be the only one here with any chance of bringing them home. I'll be back. Here, take some healing potions. They're more useful to you than they are me. Best of luck, Steven Seagal. Okay, press start. Go to those thick daddy quest. Start.
But yeah, I mean, Steven Seagal is just, he's out there, man.
Yeah.
Like, he's way out there.
Jacob
he's
says,
doing his
"Oh
own
yeah,
thing."
that's fine." Yeah.
You know, like when he used to tell people he was a Navy SEAL.
Wait, did
He
he?
was like,
Was he actually a Navy SEAL or was he just
no,
lying?
he was not a Navy SEAL. No.
Why would you lie about that, especially if
Because
you're a
he's Steven
public
Seagal.
figure?
Every time they get him on E, I mean, his interviews are the greatest. He just says something that's just brand new, and you're like, "What are you talking about?"
Oh
Like
God.
he said, you know, he got blessed by like some Shaolin monk recently, and now he's part of some thing, and I'm just like, I don't care.
I don't believe that, but I believe
No, I
he
mean,
could have been
probably-
blessed by a monk since he is a
He
martial
probably
artist
was
boy.
blessed by some Shaolin monk, and because he's a Aikido black belt, but he's also 300 pounds, and you know, like he's he's just a big fat guy. That's all he is.
You know, I can't really disagree with you, though I am a big fat guy myself, so I can't diss him for that.
Like all the time.
Oh, that's just fire. Oh my God, dude, the movement in this game is so weird and choppy.
I mean, when he was younger, he had some decent movies, but every single one of them was just like, oh.
I feel the same way about Chuck Norris. He sounds like
See,
he
Chuck
could.
Norris, though, on the other hand, actually fought.
Yeah,
That's
I'll say that much. Chuck Norris is a strong boy. I would trust him to repair the shingles on my roof.
You know, like he actually used to fight. He was like a Jean-Claude Van Damme.
I think
Like,
he still
actually did.
technically does, but not
No, he
the
doesn't
same
fight
way he
anymore.
used
He's old
to.
as shit.
Huh?
He don't fight anymore. He's 80 years old.
Well, he's like 78 or 79, but
No, he's 80. He's
Dude,
literally
you know
80.
William Shatner's 88, by the way?
Yeah, he's old.
Oh my God, I was watching an interview with him from like 6 years ago on Larry King, and he was talking about being 85 or 86 or some crap. And I'm like, Jesus.
But yeah,
William
Chuck Norris
Shatner,
is
I hope
80
he's
years old
okay.
because his birthday was March 10th.
Chuck Norris?
Yeah, because mine's March 13th and his is March 10th.
How old is Jean-Claude Van Damme then?
I don't know. He looks older than Chuck Norris. He's 59.
Yeah, Chuck Norris aged really well because that's why I'm convinced he still fights to some degree.
You know who didn't age very well? Dolph Lundgren.
Who
the
is
guy
that?
who played. He's the guy who played
Oh,
the Russian from Rocky.
oh yeah, didn't he play in a He-Man or the Masters of the Universe movie as well?
I don't know, but I just know that like he did not age very well. Like he was really young then and just.
Does he look like a meth head now?
I mean, he looks like an older dude.
Okay, so
Which
he
he is.
aged like a normal person as opposed to a celebrity.
I mean, he aged better than Sylvester Stallone, I guess.
I feel like Sylvester Stallone didn't age too bad, to be honest. Daniel
Eh,
Craig
maybe.
James Bond looks old as shit too, and he's not that old, is he, either? He sounds like he would accidentally join a cult, says Jacob about Steven Seagal.
Steven Seagal's in a cult.
Is he?
Yeah.
Is that
That's what I'm
actually
saying. He's
true?
yeah, he's like in a cult. That's how he keeps getting involved with all these governments.
That's how he keeps staying young forever.
No, he keeps getting involved with all these like random governments.
Is that
Like right now, he's what was he? He's let me see what they got here because I was gonna say it was just recently he got like something from Vladimir Putin for no reason.
spooky?
Oh yeah, he's known for his outspoken political views and support of that Vladimir Putin. And then they gave him Russian citizenship in 2017, and then he was appointed Russia's special envoy to the United States.
Special what?
Envoy.
Is that like what Dennis Rodman is for North Korea?
Yeah, basically.
He's
Yeah,
like 40,
he's
but he looks 60. I think I think he looks his age, but he has like gray hair, and that makes him. Other than that, like it makes him
Don't
look a
forget,
bit older.
Steven Seagal also thought he was going to be a musician at one point too. He released a whole album with Stevie Wonder and other people.
I mean, so did William Shatner, to be fair. Okay, I see what's wrong with the turning. It turns fine when you're standing still, but when you're walking, it's choppy as hell in this game, it seems. Or no?
Like,
maybe?
Like it's some of the craziest. Steven Seagal, he's like, there's a whole just crazy nonsense behind him.
Yeah, that sounds fascinating and terrifying at the same time.
He was a police officer though.
Was he like a police officer or like a...
No, just a normal police officer.
Never mind, he's 52. Oh, gotcha.
Yeah, he's just a normal police officer. He's apparently Buddhist though.
I mean, I can see that. Wasn't
He got
Steve
blessed by
Jobs also Buddhist?
He got blessed by the Dalai Lama. I remember that.
Can I just say Dalai Lama, like, the name always sounds so strange to me? For some reason.
No.
Huh?
He's crazy.
Yeah.
In all honesty.
The Dalai Lama or Steven Seagal?
Both. They're both crazy.
Both. I mean, I feel like the Pope's a little crazy himself, to be honest.
I mean, don't get me wrong. Yeah, the Pope's crazy. Dalai Lama's crazy.
As a Protestant, every time I see people like kiss the Pope's ring or something, it freaks me out because, like, in Protestant Christianity, we don't like view other like our pastors and our leaders that way. We just see them as like dudes that we look up to, who we think are neat. We feel like God appointed them, if that makes sense.
Yeah, just like the Pope.
Yeah, but we don't kiss our pastors' rings or anything. That's what freaks me out.
That's an Italian thing, man.
Is that an actual thing that only Italian people do?
No, it's just kind of how it started, That's Italian people for you.
Okay, because I thought it was just a religious thing.
They kiss each other's hands.
They kiss each other's hands, kiss each other's feet, kiss each other's pee-pees.
I mean, maybe. I'm sure.
I'm sure some Italians do.
I mean, it's their culture,
Yeah.
And it just kind of stemmed from that, and it keeps going,
I'm just bitch slapping this orc over and over again. Dude,
Like,
Steven Seagal just leveled up, I think, or he's about to.
Like when the Pope comes to America, people don't really do that,
Okay, so it's just a cultural thing. Hey, lads, what's up, Yo-Yo? How you feeling, my dude?
But then again, when the Pope comes to America, it's a way different atmosphere,
Yeah.
Like the one time he went to Boston, which is not the place he probably should have went.
Why would he go to Boston of all places?
Because there's a lot of Irish Catholics in Boston.
Okay.
You got all those Irish Catholic boys up there.
Yeah.
The problem is, I'm not sure if you know about Boston, but people aren't real nice in Boston.
I never lived in Boston, but I lived in like upstate New York as a kid, and like, even though we were nowhere near, well, we were near New York City, we were like 100 miles away, but even though we weren't in New York City, people there were like much more rude than in Texas. So my baseline is just anyone in those states are kind of rude. Not because they're jerks either, just because I think it's the culture is really different. In Texas,
it is, yeah.
Yeah. Like in Texas, we're not as packed in, and there's just not as much you don't have to be as assertive. You just say like, you can politely ask someone to get out of your way or something, like, excuse me.
But you do that in Boston, and people are gonna freak out.
Yeah, you can politely be like, excuse me, and they're like, yeah,
again,
whatever.
They also don't think of that type of engagement as bad neither.
Yeah.
Like the, fuck you, get out of my way type. They don't even see it as a bad thing.
Yeah.
Well, you're gonna piss somebody off down here and get shot.
Yeah, you'll get your ass kicked down here, or you'll get shot.
Well, that, it doesn't happen up there.
Yeah, it's not really a thing there. Okay. We got a spooky orc here. I kind of like this game, even though the movement is just the worst. I'm actually, it's not bad for something that's supposed to be a mobile game. Like a ported mobile game. If only Like, is this a problem with my left analog stick, I wonder?
I still haven't played it because I don't want to play a mobile game.
Well, it's on Switch now if you have one of those.
I do, but I don't.
You can,
I mean,
mean,
is
what
it
I'm
worth
doing
it?
here is the point of this stream is trying it. The Italians speak kissing peepees, Eskio. Yes, depends on who you ask, says Jacob. That's also true. There are nice people in every state who see things
no.
differently.
Yeah, don't get me wrong. There's nice people all over the place.
Yeah, like I'm not prejudiced against anyone. I'm just saying, like, in general, as a whole, people in those states are way more assertive and rude.
Oh yeah, you can see it. I mean, even like, so I play Twitch Sings, right? And I'll join these parties, and a bunch of times, like, you get the East Coast people, and
Yeah.
they're just rude as can be, and you're like, why are you so?
Why are you
mean?
like
But they
this?
But they don't mean it. You know?
Yeah.
Like, they don't mean anything they say. They'll just
They don't mean it
It's-
the way that you feel it, I would say.
Count on you.
yeah, exactly. I mean, they're ribbing you in a way. Like they're just putting you down, but they don't mean that they're
They're
to put you
screwing
down.
with you, basically.
Yeah,
Now we
exactly.
need to take care of the town itself.
We should start with the town hall right here. It can serve as a shelter until more houses are rebuilt.
I looked up Elder Scrolls Blades. Elder Scrolls
Yep.
Blades.
Ready to rebuild the town hall? Just tell me what to do. As it happens, you found enough lumber when you rescued those townsfolk.
So do you actually get to walk around here? I should just watch your stream.
You do get to walk around, but it's like you walk around in like specific dungeons. It's not as open world. And so far, my experience has been that the graphics are pretty nice and the movement is ass. Specifically
Is it?
turning.
Is it just Nathan Sample?
It's Nathan Sample Games. We have some limestone and copper left too. All together, yes.
Oh, yes. All right, here we go.
Yeah, here we go. Now I got a new thick little quest. Or maybe
Oh,
I guess
no, Minecraft.
I'm not playing my. Does it have me listed
No,
as playing?
It's a commercial. No.
Okay, I thought I was like, did I misdo this? Like, look, right now the movement's smooth, but then it's going like, and
Oh yeah,
freaking
you do
out.
get to walk around.
Yeah, but like the movement, the turning specifically goes back and forth between being perfectly fine and being jittery and weird.
So is it very similar to like Skyrim and stuff?
It's
Or
like
no?
Skyrim if it was on like the PSP, I guess. It's like scaled down Elder Scrolls, I'll say.
Is it canon?
I don't know. Movement. Yeah, the movement's super choppy right now. What should I name the town, Zach?
Well, it says Rivercrest. I saw that.
Uh, or anyone in chat, if anyone has a suggestion, let me know.
I have no clue what you should name it. I was playing Planet Coaster, and I named a theme park, and I named it City because I had no fucking clue. What
Dude, I miss playing Roller Coaster Tycoon.
You should name it. You should name it Big Mountain Town,
I'm gonna name it Assland.
Mondo Mountain,
Or you know what, Bootyville.
Mondo Mountain.
I can do that. I can call it Mondo Mountain.
I stole that from Rocket Power.
I know.
Mondo Mountain.
I didn't know that was specifically what it was called, but when the moment you said that, I'm like, that sounds like Rocket Power.
Yeah. Mondo Mountain.
Dude, I hated Rocket Power so much as a
They
kid.
could never fucking find Mondo Mountain, even though it's a fucking mountain.
It's like Candy
you can't
Island in a Flapjack.
It's like you can't be that fucking dumb, can you, kids?
You
Like, it's a
remember,
fucking mountain.
Flapjack, they had a Candy Mountain that they were hunting for. Like, that was the goal
Yeah,
of
they
the
could
show.
never find a fucking mountain. Like, how do you miss a mountain?
Yeah. I mean, it's just how life works sometimes, you know?
No.
So we're rebuilding a town in this game thus far.
I see this. So is that what you do? You're kind of like building up your own little town, and
That's my understanding. Steven Seagal is the mayor of this town, I guess.
God, that sounds terrible.
It can't be any
No.
worse than Kane from the WWE being a mayor.
Oh, you know what? That don't even get me started on that. Like, I hear him all the time because I'm not that far from his area of Knoxville,
Yeah.
and I'm just like, fuck you. I'm like, you're gonna get people hurt. Like,
What
And he's just
bad
like,
decisions does he make?
So
Farewell,
they were the
Steven Seagal.
first. They were the first town to open back up.
Really?
All the they were the very first town to open back up when all this COVID first started. The very first. And the thing is, he opened up their town. Only 5% of people left their homes after he opened it up.
They know he's a dumbass, apparently.
Oh yeah, they were like, "Yeah, no, we're not going out, dude." And he
Yeah.
was like, "All the stores are open, everything's open," and it's like, "No, yeah, we understand that they're open, but like, we're not going out."
Yeah. Yo-Yo says, well, Candy Island was in the middle of a giant ocean. That's fair, but
That's a true point. Candy
Yeah.
Island was out in the middle of nowhere. But,
it's
like,
true, but you'd imagine there'd be some kind of like discovery of it in an economy that is entirely based on candy. You'd imagine there would be some sort of person who had already found it by then, you know? Like,
I mean, maybe, but maybe it's before they found it. See, I can understand that. I can't understand Mondo Mountain from Rocket Power, the fact that nobody fucking knows where it is, yet there's this, you can take a bus to it. Like, what is that?
you can take a
don't-
shortcut.
Like, we gotta find a shortcut to Mondo Mountain, but somebody's already drawn like a bike path.
I totally stole that reference, by the way, from Oni Plays. They talked about that. Although I guess you can't really steal a reference to a show.
Well, I mean, I just found it odd. Like when they finally make it to Mondo Mountain, like Lars has to show them how to get there, and
Yeah.
it's like, can't you just ask your fucking parents to take you? Like, why do you?
Yeah. Can you explain to
have
me
to-
what that is? Is that just a skate park or something?
No, it's a mountain. It's a literal.
A
fucking
literal mountain.
mountain. Yes, that's what I'm saying. Like, you
In a
can't be that
show
dumb
about skating?
because they're skating down the mountain. Like
What?
it's
That
not
sounds like they're going to kill themselves.
it's you know those dirt boards that you can have, like
I-
mountain boards.
Yeah, I
They're
believe
mountain
so.
Yeah, so they're.
Oh,
they-
God.
The whole point was that they were going to go up there and mountain board down the mountain, but they could never find the mountain.
This is like
It's
the Elder
it's a
Scrolls meets
fucking
Punch
mountain.
Out right now, by the way.
Yeah, that looks like a lot like Punch Out. Wait, are you having to like stand there and dodge? You can't like move.
I can put up my shield, but I'm still getting used to the garbage controls, and now my character's just locked up. There it is. Okay.
That is hilarious. At first, I was thinking you were just standing there swinging at him, and I was like, just move.
No,
But
no,
no,
like my character literally locked up for a second there as well, where I couldn't move.
That is hilarious.
Am I selling you well on this game this far?
I mean, it looks cool, but it 100% looks like a mobile game. Yeah.
Yeah, I think it looks okay graphically. I think
No, graphic wise,
I think
doesn't look bad at all.
gameplay wise, yes, definitely a mobile game.
Gameplay wise, I'm going. That's a mobile game.
Yep.
Like even you can see the little bars pop up on the side, like the HUD, the heads-up display.
Yeah.
And you're like, that's a mobile game.
Yeah, that's the thing about porting a lot of mobile games. The most epic mountain of all time. Hi, what is up, Frank? How you doing, my dude? You gotten any new people pregnant this week?
It's the most epic mountain ever. The one that you have to find.
Yeah, I mean, it's just how things work, dude. Like sometimes you have to find giant structures.
I just did. So I mean I liked Rocket Power all the way up until like that last episode where they finally find Mondo Mountain, and then when they get there, there's literally like a park, Like
So
there's
it's an
park.
open place that everyone knows about,
It's
basically.
an open place that everyone knows about, and they've spent 4 fucking seasons trying to find a fucking mountain that everyone knows about.
See, I didn't like Rocket Power a lot as a kid personally, just because like the characters all seem like douchebags to me, to be honest.
Oh yeah, they were. I mean that was the whole thing.
This poor freaking Groot guy. What the hell are they? Spriggan? By the way, I played through the entirety of Skyrim and never encountered one of these guys. And then one day I was like sitting up at like 3 a.m. just screwing around in the game, not even doing quests, just killing random NPCs and looting them. And I ran into one of these guys and I'm like, what the hell? There's Groots in this game? Like, I freaked out because I had no idea. No
Hey,
new
Groots are cool.
impregnations.
You
Some
gotta
women
Groot.
have to locate a giant cake before they eat it. That's true. I never thought of it that way, Yo-Yo. You've opened my eyes to a new way of life.
Yeah, you gotta have all the cool things that come along with Skyrim.
With getting pregnant.
Here's the thing: where are you even at? Like on this?
I'm actually in a quest right now.
No. I meant like, where are you at in the game?
I think
Like,
we're in Oblivion.
You're in Oblivion.
Like,
Okay.
the world that Oblivion takes place in. I don't know where that is. Because isn't
I
Oblivion
know.
like the gates of hell or whatever in that game?
Tamriel.
Tamriel, I believe that's where we are. I keep in mind, I've played Oblivion for a total of 3 hours.
Really?
Because I just got the game like this Christmas, because I've only played Skyrim.
never
CGN
played
is new here. Say hello. Welcome, CGN. You're not new here, but welcome.
Apparently, I'm new.
Yeah. You know what's funny? Those chat announcements, I've literally never seen them work ever, and I've had them on for an entire year.
I don't think it's because anyone presses the buttons. I actually clicked the button.
Oh, there's a button that says you're new here that announces
it.
it.
Says introduce yourself to the
Oh my
community.
god, I've wondered for years. I turned it on. Twitch literally suggested this feature to me, and I turned it on a year ago. And I'm like, I've never seen it happen. I don't know what they're talking about. New chat
It's 'cause no one
announcements.
clicks the buttons. That's all it is.
Yeah.
Because it says, please introduce yourself to the community. So I was like, all right. And it only gave me 3 options. It was like, click these emotes to do it. And I was like, oh, okay.
Oh, okay. Well, what an intro. Man, I've never talked to you before. What are you all about, dude?
Well, let me see. You know, I really like long walks on the grass.
I like long walks in the morgue.
Yeah, in the morgue.
That would be
walking.
that would literally be the most nerve-wracking thing in just ever. All right. Well,
Can you imagine?
you know,
being-
but says Frank, yes.
You know, the thing is, you just walk around and you're like, oh, you know, I spend all my time in the morgue.
God,
Just
that'd
my
be.
favorite place.
I don't know how people do those kinds of jobs. Just to be real with you,
You mean like a funeral home?
yeah, that would drive me crazy.
They make a lot of money. That's how.
Oh, is that how?
Yeah, they make lots of money.
Well, I guess.
You know
I
how
mean,
much
you'd
dying
have
costs?
to.
Dying is expensive, man.
I mean, you would have to pay me a lot of money to even go
To
around
die?
someone's like dead auntie.
Do you know how expensive dying is? Dying is like super expensive.
Let me tell you about myself. I like to stab people, says Yo-Yo, and the convo just ends here, says Frank. Agreed.
Yeah, like I always wondered like those the funeral homes and stuff, but they sell for so much money. Anytime somebody's like getting rid of one, it's always like $7-8 million to buy the business. It's like, good God, how much-
You buy the
much
business and then it's haunted.
yeah, it's like, how much are you all making? And they're like, oh, we make like, you know, $2-3 million a year.
Dude, you ever watch those freaking ghost shows where they're like investigating supernatural crap? And it's always like,
Yeah.
this family moved into a morgue where 8 people were murdered. I don't know why there would ever be ghost here. You know, it's
I mean,
whatever.
I moved into a place where a lady died, but I mean, of course, people. die
Dude,
every
when
fucking
my
day, so what do I
literal
care?
my great uncle died, right? He was like almost 60, but he had like horrible lungs from smoking his whole life, and his whole family were like chain smokers, so they really smoked. Okay, when he died, I didn't have a bed in my room, and I was sleeping on a futon. And my mom was like, "You want your uncle's bed?" And I'm like, "No, I literally don't want anything to do with my uncle's bed. I love him. I'm sad that he went, but literally, I want nothing to do with that."
When my grandfather died and my grandmother was taking stuff away, he died in like this rocking chair.
Uh huh.
And when I say rocking, it's not a rocking chair, son. It was a recliner.
Like one of those recliners. You're really distant from the mic right now, by the way. I think I can. Is that your dog barking or my dog?
Am I back?
Yeah,
Did I
you're
do
back.
better?
Was that your dog
Wonderful.
barking or mine, by the way?
I don't have a dog barking.
Okay, so
They're
that
outside.
was Peanut in the other room. But What were you saying? Something about your grandpa's
Oh,
rocking
yeah, so
chair?
like when my grandfather died, he had like this recliner, and nobody wanted it. I'm like, I'll take it.
Yeah. See, my thing was I wouldn't mind like a chair from like a relative or whatever. It's specifically
he-
a place that he sleeps in all the time. You know.
He died in this chair.
Yeah, and that would that may actually be a deal breaker for me.
Like he
my
fell asleep
Yeah.
because he would sleep in the chair sitting up because he was having problems towards the end where he couldn't breathe real well.
yeah.
And yeah, he died in the chair, and everybody was like, "No, I don't want it." I'm like, "Yeah, I'll take it. It's a chair."
Well, like I don't know, there's something different feeling to me about a bed as well, personally.
Yeah, but
'Cause,
here's
like-
the thing: you can always get like a new mattress.
Well, he didn't even. Well, they were offering me like the mattress because mine was jacked up, the mattress and like the whole shebang. And my thing was like, he didn't die in the bed, but there's something uncomfortable to me about that. He died like he went to the bathroom to get something. He wasn't on the toilet, but he just collapsed and died there. From what I was
I don't know,
told,
man. I would have taken a bed. You know how much beds cost? Beds are expensive.
they are. The bed that I have right now is not too expensive, but even that it was like $100. I'd take it.
Like,
I'll take a chair
we
if someone died in.
Like our bedroom suit, my gosh! Like I bought that bedroom suit before me and Cassie even got together.
Yeah.
And we still sleep on this bedroom suit because I'm
Dude.
like, I will never get rid of this thing. Because
Okay,
it cost
my-
me like $1,500.
My pastors, a couple of my pastors at my church, right before the COVID thing happened, they had just bought when COVID was going on, but before it was locked down, they just bought a new bed, right? And he was like joking about how he didn't even want to go to church that day because he just wanted to lay there. And I was like, well, how long did you have the old bed? He's like, oh, like 12 years. I'm like, what? Like, I don't even, in fact, I think it was more than 12 years. They've had it since they've been married, and they've been married since they were in
When you buy a
college.
really good bed, like a bed that's, you're talking like the $700 to $1,000 range. When you
Yeah.
buy a good wood bed that like the frame is just, it weighs like 700 pounds because it's so freaking massive.
Yeah.
You never get rid of those things because they never break.
Yeah, like I think I'm even wrong. I think they had it since they were married, and they're like early 50s, almost, maybe almost 60. They're not ancient, but they're not like in their prime anymore. And they said they'd had it since they first got married. The bed that they had, they'd been married since college. So
That's what I'm saying. Like I am pretty sure that me and my wife, the bed that I bought before we got together, we will keep it for probably another 10, 15 years because I spent way too much money on it, because I wanted a bedroom suit. I was so tired of not having one. As
Yeah.
a kid, I never had never had like a real bedroom suit. you know?
yeah, like I've got a freaking tiny twin size bed right now, and it's hell on
That's what
me
I'm saying.
because I toss and turn all the time when I sleep. And when you're in
When I
this
was a
bed,
kid.
you can't do that.
When I was a kid, I had like a twin size mattress,
Uh-huh.
like as every kid has when they're growing up.
I mean, I'm
And-
not a kid, but yes.
But that's what you have, That's
You,
like
you,
what your
you know
parents
what's
give you.
funny,
They give
by
you-
the way? I had a queen-sized bed as a kid and a full.
Oh well.
I literally,
Like-
I got a twin-sized bed when we moved into this house because this is the smallest bedroom I think I've ever had. I've normally had like a decent-sized one. This one's not tiny, but it's like a cube shape. And when I had a full-size bed, it literally came up to like right here, like right where my keyboard right here on the desk ends. I know no one can see it, but where my hand's at, that's where the bed ended. So basically I'd have to be like right here if I were to stream like that. It would be hell.
Now here's the question: when you say
Yeah.
you had a queen size bed,
Uh-huh.
was it a frame and a mattress, or was it a full size bedroom suit type bed?
It was a frame, a box spring, a mattress, and I didn't have any like special comforters or anything for it. I just used the
I'm
blankets we
talking.
had.
Here's the way to explain it.
Yeah.
Does it have post?
No, it was just
Okay,
a
so no.
frame, and
Gotcha.
Yeah, it was like
'Cause,
the metal wheelie ones.
Oh, I get what you're saying. Yeah. See, that's what I had when I was a kid. But I was like,
Yeah.
you know what? Because you always see like these really nice homes, and people have these.
You know what
the
I want to
beds with
have? As
the
dumb as it
posts.
sounds, I want to have one that has the freaking like Mr. Burns or like Ebenezer Scrooge curtains on it.
Yeah, no, I mean I could have that on our bed, but like I don't want that.
I
So
want
we
it.
just have the
Yeah.
we just have the post and like the big headboard and stuff.
Yeah, let me read the chat because I've been waiting to read this for a sec. The idea of sleeping in a bed a dead person used to use is kind of disturbing. On the other hand, that's an expensive bed. I have no qualms using a dead person's bed, long as the dead person consent to me. See, that's my thing. I feel like there's something different about sitting in a chair that a dead guy owned and like
Yeah.
laying down and resting for a long period of time where you know someone who is not alive anymore rested. There's something like deeply unsettling to me about that.
Yeah, I mean like no, I understand.
Well, I'm just explaining to the chat. Frank says, they don't mind. I'm sure they don't. He was also my uncle, so
Guess this simple errand turned out to be more dangerous than expected.
Yeah, no, I take anything though. I don't care what it is. Somebody's like, "Hey, I got this piece of furniture." I'm like, "I'll take it."
you know what? After we move houses, I am going to do everything in my power to try and get a full or queen again, because I can't in this room. But my God, it is just like I cannot keep
Hey, man,
sleeping on a twin forever.
That's the best way. That's the best way to show off to women. If you can bring them to your house and take them up to your room, and you have a full fucking like bedroom suit, like you've got, and they all match. Like if they all match, holy hell, you just won. Game
Okay.
over. Game over. You're marrying that lady.
That's how you got your wife.
That's how you get them, man. They see your bedroom and they go, "Oh my gosh, all your furniture matches," and like, yeah, it all matches because I bought a fucking bedroom.
I mean, that doesn't sound that impressive to me personally.
I don't
It's
think
like,
you understand, man. That's very impressive.
well, I'm sure
That is
to a
big
lady that
impressive.
would be impressive. I just don't understand
How many
why.
pillows are on that bed? Okay, I had at least 15 pillows on that bed.
Why would you
I was
need
ready to
15?
go.
I'm thinking of the practical side too much. I'm like, why would you need 15 pillows?
Dude, don't think about practical.
I need to.
I was looking for women at that time. All right.
True.
I had to show them that I was a suitable bachelor. All right.
You were a suitable specimen.
Exactly. So I made sure I had pillows on my bed.
Yeah.
I made sure that there was multiple pillows on my bed. I made sure they all
7,000 pillows on your bed.
matched. I made sure they all matched. I made sure that my comforter matched my sheets. I made sure that my sheets were all satin. I knew what I was doing. I was like, I made sure. And they're like, satin sheets. I'm like, hell yeah. Satin sheets. Have we ever used them again? Fuck no. But I did then, you know?
Yeah.
I made sure I didn't have any video games hanging around the bedroom because that scares people away, man.
Well,
They go, oh, you...
I guess we're gonna have a problem then, because literally,
thing, you can-
literally my entire the old paper sharp. Yeah, what's up, Nate? Is cool. How you doing? I need all the pillows, please, dude. Literally half of my room. I've got 4 computer monitors in front of me, Xbox, Switch, a freaking shelf of games, all my consoles over there
But
that are
here's the thing.
composite.
Here's the thing. It's not that people have an issue with video games in the bedroom.
Are you responding to Frank in chat?
Yeah, because like he was saying, I had with having video games in the bedroom.
Video
it's not
games?
so much you have video games. It's not that they have the problem with the video games. It's the fact you play them in the bedroom.
Okay.
It's like,
you
like
know,
if
I've got a really funny story after you're done saying what you're saying.
Like, no, go ahead. No, that was
Okay.
it. That was all I was saying.
I have it. Okay, this person isn't my friend anymore, but there was a person who I kind of had to deal with in life, I'll call them. And they were so nervous when they first had sex with their wife for the first time because they saved themselves for marriage. The literally, they brought their Xbox with them to
That's
just
hilarious.
if he can't perform in the bedroom, they're gonna play Xbox together.
I mean, here's the thing. My
On their
wife plays
honeymoon.
video games too, and like, if you go into our bedroom, the PlayStation 4 is sitting up there in the bedroom.
Yeah.
But I mean, dependent on like when I was younger and I was looking for somebody, I knew that like, because I had heard women tell me this before when I was in college. They would say, if I go into a man's bedroom and he's got too many video games, I leave. And I'm like, fuck.
To be honest with you, like, and I know what you're getting at, and I get it, but like,
But it's
I
not
would
the
just
fact
think
that,
a
like,
girl was a bitch if she did that, to be honest with you.
well, I mean, don't get me wrong. Yeah, I mean, that can definitely be a bitch. And like Frank is saying, you know, his ex played 3DS every night. My wife, once again, plays her Nintendo Switch. She's playing it upstairs in
You're
the bedroom
talking about
right
like
now.
first impressions, essentially, right?
Yeah, but that first impression, yeah.
Okay.
They come in your bedroom for the first time, and if you've got a fucking picture of Mario above your headboard, like
No. I hang my photos of Mario above me on the bed, right next to the Sports Illustrated posters. Thank you very much. The
There you go.
swimsuit posters, rather, not the. I don't have a photo of Tom Brady on my roof, and don't look it up.
Oh, for sure, yeah. I mean, don't get me wrong. Some people, like, if they came in your bedroom and they saw a bunch of Mario stuff, some women, for sure. I mean, some
They
dudes
would be
even
moistened
"Hell
like
yeah."
a towelette immediately.
Yeah, the fact that you've got all the video games and stuff. But I've always, my thing was that, like, when I wanted to try to appeal to everybody.
Yeah,
You know?
you wanted to cast a wide net and see what you.
Yeah, I wanted to cast a wide net. So, like, it's impossible when you live like with your parents. That was the one thing I
Yeah.
figured out, was that like if you're still living at home, it's almost impossible to make a really good first impression.
That's you know what, my cousin, the girl that he married, he took her home. What the hell? He took her home while he was still living with my aunt and everything.
Right.
And he literally, what he did was he cleaned his room like a psychopath. Like, his room was cleaner than it's ever been, that I've ever seen his room. And it was just
Yeah.
because he was preparing for a girl to be over. And then
Yeah, no, I mean,
he
I get
ended up
that.
marrying that one girl. Like, I'm pretty sure she's the first girl he ever dated as well. I may be wrong. If you're watching this, I'm sorry, but that's my understanding of it.
I mean, the only reason I can't say this is the only reason,
Yeah.
but one of the biggest reasons I married Cassie was because she enjoyed video games
Yeah.
and didn't insult me for enjoying video games.
I mean, to be honest with you, I'm like this with people in general, not just women, but like I can understand you judging what I do a little tiny bit, cuz like I understand you not liking me streaming video games more so than I would understand you being like, I hate
Here's the
video
thing.
games.
If you can explain to that, if you can sit down and have a conversation and explain to that person
Yeah.
why what you do is very similar to what they do,
Yeah.
then you have a dialogue and you can run forward. So, like, for example, there was one girl I dated at the time, and I had just started building CGN
Yeah.
at this time, right? So, like, I spent a lot of time on my computer constantly,
Yeah.
and she just could not understand why I wanted to spend so much time in front of this computer watching people play video games. That was her thing.
Yeah.
Like, you watch people play video games.
Well, I mean,
which
you
is
watch
not really
people
true.
play football.
Well, that's what I told her. I'm like, you watch people play sports every single day. I'm
Was
like,
she
what are
an
they doing?
actual
They're just
sports fan?
playing. Yeah, she was.
Okay,
was
so
like,
yeah,
you
it's
know-
the exact same thing. If
So I was like,
anything,
you know,
this physically is not as involved, but in terms of like this situation, gaming is more interesting because there's more variety. Like, you watch a football game, it's a football game. You watch a soccer game, it's a soccer game. You watch me play like Elder Scrolls Blade and you've never seen the game, you're like, what the hell is this crap? Why is the turning so weird?
It looks fun though, in all honesty. Like I'm watching you play it, and it doesn't actually look bad at all.
Yeah, it's pretty dope, man. I'm having a good time actually. The one complaint is just the turning.
Yeah, the turning. I don't know if it's. Are they making you turn like on a grid? Is that how
I
it's working?
think that's how it's working, because there's sometimes like right here, it's perfectly smooth. But then whenever I'm like on the stairs, look at this. I'm trying to turn on the stairs and it's like,
Well, that's what I'm saying. I think you're turning on a grid, like you're turning it like 35-degree angles.
I think so.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I think so.
I think that's how they're making you turn, because they can't get you to do that full 360 motion on mobile.
Yeah.
Because that's like almost impossible.
That's my biggest complaint about mobile ports, by the way. Is like, take the things that weren't right for the mobile game and don't put those on the console version.
But I don't think they can do that because they've already built the game.
Okay, Yo-Yo says different women prefer different things. Sometimes strange things are a turn off. For example, the last girl I dated was really turned on by the 68 pictures of anime girls in my room. Or turned off. Pretty weird, right? Yeah, man, that's weird. I'm pretty sure Yo-Yo, like, he sets up folders on his computer just to screw with people. Are you and Sarah still together, by the way, Yo-Yo? Not to, like, get too personal. That's the girl that I knew him as dating. Okay,
you know another thing that was really impressive that I would have never thought of back then when I was, like, single?
Moist towelettes.
Well, no, it was the fact that I had a car. That was also a big thing.
How old were you?
I was, I'm not very old now, so I was, 19, 20?
I mean, I think you're about my age. How old are you?
24.
You're exactly my age.
Yeah.
And you're 19, and why was that impressive to be 19 and have a car?
Super impressive.
Why?
To have, like, I don't know, because like most of the girls I talked to would be like, listen, I'll be honest, one of the reasons I chose you over so-and-so was the fact you had a car.
Man, you know, I always feel really conflicted when I hear that, because logically it makes perfect sense. And when you think about it, like, I've rejected girls for weird reasons that are like that, you know, like, there was a girl one time that I rejected because she didn't like my jokes, literally. Like, I told a joke she's like, you're not mature. And I'm like, okay, bye. You know?
Well, and that's one of the things. They say, hey, you're not mature. You're not a suitable partner for me. You know?
That's the thing, though, is when I think about these things, I guess it's the way that I view the world, but, like, I feel like I view love as not like a logical thing, if that makes sense. So, like,
no, I think the exact same way.
Yeah.
Because I've always been like, listen, if you can't, like, you should be. I've always thought of it like this: you should be able to love everybody, right?
Yeah.
Like and maybe it's a man thing where I feel like I could have married anyone, literally anyone,
including like, Steven Seagal.
Sure, why not? If we could have. As long as I could, been able to talk to him every once in a while, I'd been fine, Yo-Yo
says, I have one folder called Illegal Hentai Bondage. You won't believe it's empty. Stay out of my things, people. He literally does, because I was watching a stream one time, and I saw that in the corner, and I was like, I'm not sure whether I should ask or not.
But I always thought that way. Like, every single girl I dated, I was like, I could see myself marrying this person.
Yeah.
Like, but that was the way I thought,
Yeah.
I was looking for an actual relationship. I wasn't looking for, someone to just sleep with, neither. So, I was always thinking,
maybe that's, like, my thing as well, is, like, I'm thinking about these things, and I'm like, do I get along with the girl? Do we have some sort of thing in common? Do our beliefs conflict?
Me and my wife don't really even have that much in common.
Yeah, and that's what I hear from
you know,
most married people.
I can
And-
get along with my wife, and that's really all that mattered to me.
Well, what I mean is, I feel like you have to have at least some tiny amount of common ground, or it's going to be.
For sure, yeah. I mean, you
I'm
can't
saying
be
if
just
you're,
complete total opposite.
yeah, like if I dated like, I don't know, like I'm not a very, well, I don't know, I'm not a very competitive, sporty person. Imagine me dating a girl who is competitive in every single way, doesn't like video games.
No, see, that's one of those things where I feel like you could
Yeah.
actually be totally fine.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is
Like
if
the fact that they're really competitive and the fact that you're not,
yeah,
you would be totally fine there.
and I agree. What I'm trying to describe is I'm describing. Imagine if they were different every single way, and there was no common ground.
Yeah.
I was
mean,
just
if you
listing
could-
things.
Here's the thing: if you could, maybe there's no common ground, but if the fact that you could continue to like each other for years, then hey, yeah, probably found somebody.
Ah, fair.
Even if you don't agree on anything, because me and my wife don't really agree on anything, seems like.
Yeah.
But even though we can't agree on much, which is, it seems to get worse over time. Like the
Yeah.
older you get.
Well, as
the-
people get older, they become more like set in their ways, from my understanding.
Yeah, well, I mean, we just start to disagree more because she just gets annoyed by me.
Yeah.
I get it. She's got to live with me for the rest of her life. Can you imagine?
unless she poisons your coffee,
I mean, she says that every day. So,
that
yeah.
she's gonna poison your coffee, or that she has to live with you.
I don't drink coffee, but it'll be like literally. I got in bed last night, and she's like, "I'm just gonna kill you." And I'm like, "All
Jesus.
right, do it." And she's like, "I'm gonna do it," and I'm like, "Do it, just fucking do it." You know?
See, like
Now-
that's like, I know that she's joking, but that's a
Right.
thing that I freaking hear people talk about, is like, my wife's gonna kill me, and it's like, she's not your mom, dude.
Well, my thing is like, do it. Just fucking
Try me.
like what?
Do it.
Just go ahead. Like I wouldn't even care. Like of course I wouldn't care. I'd be dead. Like
I remember joking with you one time. I think I was on CGN or Twitter or something like that. God, I cannot fight in this dungeon nearly as well. Yeah,
my wife
I'm.
wants to kill me. Okay, well fucking let her kill you then.
Thank you, Kilroy,
Killjoy.
Killjoy, 25, 81, 801. I can't read today. I am doing miserably at this game.
You're
I-
winning though.
Yeah, well, no, I just
Oh, no, you
died.
died.
Yeah, I just died.
Dude, you just died to like a little goblin.
Well, I don't understand the combat in this game just yet. But how are you, Killjoy? Sorry, I can't read worth a crap. What level are you? I'm just starting the game just now, my dude.
You're 3.
I'm like 3 because I'm and my character's Steven Seagal. For me, love is about wanting to spend time with someone. Yeah,
That might.
I can
That might be
agree
why
with
you're
that
dying.
completely. I'm good. There's a way to block.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's why I'm trying to figure out is that like
Yeah,
it
I
seems
think
like
you got
one
a
of the
point.
one of the analog sticks keeps bringing up my shield, but I don't know like what button I press or what I do completely.
Like I think you got a point there, Yo-Yo. Like it's kind of like just, do you want to spend time with that person?
You
Do
know
you
what?
Care for them?
I
And that's
agree with
really
that.
it.
I think that's a good point. Is it
that-
someone who
that
you
seems to
who
be
you
it.
think you want to spend time with for a long time, forever, basically?
Yeah.
I can see
And
that.
it's like that's it. Like, do you want to spend time with this person? Are you capable of living with this person for the rest of your life?
Yeah.
And if you can say yeah, well, okay, that's probably it.
Left analog stick, bring it to the right when in combat. Okay.
That is love. Love is just the fact that
What
you know,
is love?
You want to strangle that person, but you don't. That's love.
That's the best way you could have put that.
That's what I always say. Like
Love
you
is
want to
just when you
strangle them,
really want to like strangle someone to death
But
and
you
watch
don't
the
do it.
light fade from their eyes as they say their last words, but you just don't.
Yeah,
I'm
that's love.
bringing it to the right.
Because you think to
Okay.
yourself like, no, if I killed this person, I'd miss him, and I'd want to see him again. and
If I
stuff. So
killed
you
this
just
person,
don't-
I'd miss them. Okay, it's the
Yeah,
right
exactly.
analog stick. I see. I thought I had to bring the left one to
But
the
somebody
right.
you don't love, you would never do that. You would be
Yeah.
like, yeah, fuck that guy, and you just kill him.
Well, I wouldn't do that. You may.
Just saying.
You can confess to your crimes if you would like.
I will confess to my crimes.
I will confess to nothing. Okay, this
Can I
is
go to
really
confession?
like Punch
Will I
Out.
be absolved of my sins if I go to confession?
That's another difference between like Catholics and Protestants is like if I do something wrong, I just like pray like here and
That's
I'm
what
like,
the
God,
priest
I'm
tells me to
sorry.
do, too. I don't even know why you go to confession because
Wait,
he's like, all right,
do
pray.
they want you to pray at home? Because
Thanks.
I was always taught that
Yeah.
you're okay. So there's no point now.
That's what I'm saying. Confession was always silly because you go to the priest and then you'll be like, forgive me, I've sinned. And they'll be like, all right, what have you done? And you'll be like, I did all this. And they'll be like, all right, go
I
home
stabbed
and pray.
a hobo
and it's like,
and-
well, what the fuck?
I stabbed a hobo and ripped out his entrails, and
Couldn't I
then
have just went home and prayed?
yeah,
And they've been like, yeah, I guess you could have done that.
5 Hail
But you
Marys.
didn't. Yeah, give me some, say
Give me some,
prayers and,
give me some skin, brother.
yeah. Well,
What if the priest congratulated you on your sins? Like, you did good. Tussles his fingers through your hair. I'm proud
The
of
good
you,
thing
son.
is, like, you go to the priest, you talk to him, and then, like, you can pray with the priest. That's a little different,
Yeah.
It's like, all right, let's, and they're better at praying. Let's just be honest. They really are. They're so much better at it.
I mean, I've had to pray over groups of people before, so, like,
You know what I'm talking about. Like,
I
priests
mean,
are just way better at praying, man.
to be honest with you, like, I'm a person, like, I'm a praying dude, so, like, anything that mildly bothers me in my life, I pray about. Like, if you were to call me a jackass today, I'd probably end the stream and be like, God, I'm kind of mad at Zach right now. I do that, no joke. I pray about everything that bothers me in any time. No, you must go to church. They have magic holy water mist in the air.
I think what I mean
That's
is
what I
they're
was
good
thinking.
at public praying, like praying out loud. Like, they're really good at that.
Yeah, okay, well, that's because that's their job.
Yeah, like, they're super good at it. And you're like, God, you're just really good at, like, praying out in the open, man.
There are some
Like-
preachers I've met that suck at it. It's not like it's a contest, though.
Well, no, I'm sure there's great preachers and ministers who can pray because it's their job, Like, they have to pray with people. And it's like, oh, you're so good at it. Like, I have to stand up there and actually, like, come up with things to say and be like, and then, God, we pray for,
I mean, I
we
just
pray
pray
that I
what's
get
on my
some more
mind,
Smarties
typically.
tomorrow.
I mean, like, I just pray what's on my mind. I literally talk to God, basically. I'm like, God, I'm kind of mad at Zach. I wish he hadn't called me a jackass there. I'm bothered by that. That's literally
see,
what
the
I
priest-
do.
The priest will take those words and be like, Father, I pray that I've upset a great man or something. Like, they always make it sound good, And they're like, man, you really made that sound a lot better than I could have made that.
I feel like that's just people skills, though. How the hell do I unlock... How do I use my consumables, everyone? Oh, here it is. Okay, I've
It's like,
only
hey,
got
you took-
stamina potions. That's why I'm
You took
dying.
what I had in my head and you made it sound good. Thanks so much, Doc.
That's a very marketable skill, to be honest.
Yeah, that's why they're in the position they are.
Yeah.
Because they know how to talk to people.
Okay,
And you're
that's
like,
why.
"Oh,
That's
fuck."
why I'm screwed. I have no consumables left. There's only one time I
actually
tend
know
to
how to
call
talk
out
to
to God, says Frank. Okay, well, I guess I don't have any potions left, so I am. Why?
Combo attack everybody. Just hit them with both hands.
I can't do that. I wish I could.
Yeah, I don't know. You should equip 2 weapons.
Can you dual wield in this game? I don't think you
I don't
can.
know. You know who else, like, people who can pray? It's like the street preachers on Skyrim. They're real good at praying out loud too.
I always murder those guys.
Pray to Talos,
Pray to Thanos.
Yeah, pray to Thanos. And they're just always like, they have that voice and you're like, you know what? You sound like someone I could listen to.
They're literally some of the easiest NPCs to kill in that game to me.
It's like the street preacher in Grand Theft Auto 4,
Is that...
just screaming at you.
Wait, is that real? I've played GTA 4. I'm doing that on Thursdays. I didn't know there was a street preacher. Jesus,
yeah, you
I'm...
ain't seen the street preacher?
No.
He's
Oh, I'm
he's like
so
the-
effed in my tiny little BB, dude.
He's like in He's like an old black guy, and he's just screaming, and you're like,
Oh my
"Alright,
God.
cool. Thanks." You're like, hey, thanks, man. Like, thanks for telling me the world's gonna end. Like, fuck do I care?
Dude, that's one thing as a Christian I hate when people talk about.
My
Is people
grandmother
talk
says
about that
stuff.
crap all the time.
That's my grandmother. She's
Praise
always
the
like,
sun.
oh, the world's gonna end. And I'm like, if it was gonna end, why wouldn't it just fucking end, man?
Well, it's also the fact that, like, people who are Christians, they quote the book of Revelations constantly, but it's like, also everything
Yes.
to them is a sign of the end. Literally everything bad that ever happens. Like,
Yeah,
there
I
can
know.
never just be an unfortunate circumstance. It's a
That's been
sign.
this coronavirus. They're like, do you think the world's gonna end? This
When-
coronavirus. And
When
I'm like,
Donald
no.
Trump got voted as the president, I had arguments with people on Facebook who was saying it was God's prophecy, and I'm like, that is the silliest thing I think I've ever heard in my life.
Yeah, because Revelations totally told it as, you know, Jesus
The-
came
the-
down with his serpent tongue and stabbed people in the face, right?
No, in Revelations it says the trump will sound. That's a thing people said.
Wow. Cool, wow, the Trump will sound.
You know, they definitely didn't mean a trumpet.
No, absolutely not. Why would they have said that?
Also, I feel like if Donald Trump were a sign of the end of the world, he probably would have done it before he was 71 or something. How old is he?
Yeah, right, like 71, 72.
Like, he's just old enough where I don't think he's, like, unfit to be president, but if he were, like, 80 or something, I'd worry about him. You know what I mean?
A tool of the devil, the debit card reader. Yeah,
Oh
I
my
remember those
god, that's
things.
true. And barcodes when they came out. The only thing that I've ever heard in my life that made me really disturbed was when people talk about getting themselves microchipped. That's when I'm like, oh, that's some fucking end of the world shit right there.
They
that-
say that, but I don't think it is. I don't think it would be the end of the world. I think it's just a better way to keep track of the citizens, and then that's
To
it.
me, it's just like it's a violation of freedom. Like, there's something about it.
I mean, don't get me wrong, it definitely is, but how much fucking freedom have we given away already?
That one's the one where I draw the line, and I do become the conspiracy theorist a bit.
Don't
'Cause
forget that, like, the freedom that I mean, they're already tracking you through your phone anyway.
Well,
They
yeah,
know
but
where you're
here's
at.
the thing. If you put a microchip in someone's body, you have to dig it out of your skin. If I want to take this cell phone and throw it in the river, I can do that. That's
Yeah,
the
you
reason
can.
why it freaks me out.
Yeah, I mean, you got a point. You can leave your phone and go somewhere.
I've done that
Can't do
before. I never had a cell
Yeah.
phone as a child. I literally, well, I take it back. I had crappy phones I didn't use, so I just turned them off and left them alone. Once I
Right,
got
no,
an
I did the
iPhone, that's when
same
I
thing.
started like getting more in touch with social media, and when I started
Well, it's
doing
like, you
Twitch.
know,
Frank says
they're
that's
saying
some
right
Logan's
now.
Run shit. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, the thing is, like, right now, they were seeing, like, how many people were leaving New York based on cell phone records.
Yeah.
Or cell phone data. And they were like, it looks like, you know, around 100,000 people have left New York since the COVID crisis. And I was
I
like,
mean, I don't really blame people who do that, but I think that they need to knock it off as well.
yeah, I mean, I was like, well, shit, if we've got cell phone records that can give people, like, hey, we know this many people have left the state, like,
Yeah.
it's not going to be long before they're just like, microchip everybody. Hey, I mean,
Literally, if they do that, there's no way in hell. Like,
here's the thing. America won't do it first.
yeah.
We won't do it first. Some other country's
It's
gonna
Sweden
have to do
right
it.
now that I've been reading about that's been doing it the most.
Yeah, it's going to take one of those little countries that, you know, they already know where all their people are anyway.
Yeah.
And they're just going to be like, hey, let's do this. And they're going to be like, all right, yeah. Once those countries do it, and maybe like Singapore or something, because one of the Eastern countries has to do it too. And then once they'll be like, all right, yeah.
I'm playing Mike Tyson's Punch Out with a bear right now as we're talking about the end of the world. I just
Yeah,
want
you
to
are
I just
playing
want
Mike
to talk about the circumstance we found our lives in today. Nolan is
Man, I
trying
wanna-
to add himself for some odd reason. I don't know why. I don't
wanna,
even think
like-
Nolan is following me. I think he just comes to my chat to say weird things.
That's possible.
Like, literally, I don't know. I don't think he is.
See, when all this stuff's over, man, I just want to I want to travel, but I'm so concerned that nothing's gonna go back to normal.
I mean, I think economically nothing's gonna go back to normal for like a decade or something.
Yeah, but I'm just meaning I don't think people are gonna be as they're gonna be way more cautious now.
Yeah.
I just feel like people are.
I
Because,
mean,
like I said, with Knoxville, for example, with Kane opening up Knoxville and
freaking
nobody
Kane,
going out.
Mayor Kane.
Yeah, literally opening up Knoxville and nobody going out. I think that just shows you right away that people are like, yeah, no, the world's gonna fucking change. And this is how it's gonna be from now on.
To be honest, I wouldn't mind if people kept to themselves more, though. That's just
No.
I'm an extroverted dude, but I prefer people to leave me the hell alone sometimes.
Yeah, I know. I mean, me and my wife have been talking about it, and we're like, we're totally fine if this continues forever.
I definitely need to get some potions because I'm getting
don't
screwed.
get me wrong. I would love to see parks and stuff open back up though, because that type of stuff that makes sense to me. I do want to go out sometimes.
Kill the damn bear. Dang it! He had one hit left as well. Okay, I'm leaving this.
Got him.
No, I
Did he
died.
kill you? Seriously?
He killed me, yeah.
Oh, fuck.
I think this is also like a never-ending tower mode, though, in fairness. I was on the 7th floor, so I think it's just a never-ending tower.
Dude, Steven Seagal, man, he is not doing well.
Yeah. As
Has
someone
died
who
a
loves
lot.
his personal space, I'm okay with the change. Yeah. The thing is, I love talking to people, but even then, I went for my first walk ever since all this crap has went down today, and I remember walking around and my freaking one of my neighbor's yards is literally like a forest. I have not left this house or my backyard since it happened at all. Okay?
Yeah, well, I mean,
So walking around the
We've
neighborhood,
driven and bought food.
yeah.
but
I haven't even done that. My parents have. I've just stayed home and did my thing.
But see, that's the thing. You've got someone else that can go get food. Me and my
true.
wife, we actually have to go get it.
You can Uber Eats. Oh, no, you can't. You
No,
live
I
out in the
can.
country, don't you?
Yeah. No, I can't get Uber Eats out here.
But,
I gotta go pick up my food
like a big, strong man.
like a big, strong man.
But it was fascinating. For the first time, I went out and actually walked. And I freaking, it was weird how quiet everything was.
I can get Grubhub here sometimes. Just
Yeah.
depends on the restaurant. Just really depends
You
on the
can just
restaurant.
eat nothing but Taco Bell and get dysentery.
That's one of the places. Taco Bell, McDonald's.
Our town, I
Because-
don't think, does Uber Eats a whole lot either, and it's specifically
we've
Taco
only
Bell and
got,
McDonald's.
We've only got two or so I live, like I said, in a very small
Yeah.
town, but 10 to 15 minutes away from a big town.
Yeah.
So, but there's only 2 or 3 restaurants in this very small town. It's Taco Bell and McDonald's, and that's it. And I mean, then there's 2 actual restaurants, but they're not open right now because you can't
Yeah.
go inside any restaurants.
Can anyone
it's-
in chat tell me how to get consumables in this game? Where to go to buy them, by the way?
Maybe you can.
Because there's no
craft them.
shops that I know of. Yeah, can I craft them or something?
I don't know.
I guess there's a store here. Is that what that is? No, that's asking me. This is basically V-Bucks and then real world money it's wanting me to spend, and I ain't doing that crap.
Maybe that's it. Maybe to get more potions, you got to spend money, man.
Maybe that's the catch because it is a mobile game port.
That's the catch, man. You died so many times that now you got to spend money to get some more.
Well, no, I'm just trying to get consumables. It'll let me play. I think I was on a mode where I have to keep going up a tower.
Need your V-Bucks, dude.
You know what? Real talk, I thought about buying V-Bucks not too long ago. And then I was like, what the hell am I doing?
I bought some V-Bucks back in the day
Yeah.
when I played Fortnite for a little while.
Well, Fortnite,
And,
it has these limited skins. Everything in the shop is limited. So every
Right.
single time there's a thing that I think I want to get, I'm like, I got to get it right now. And then I stop myself because I'm not an idiot who blows his money on DLC.
Yeah, I did it once, and I was like, well, that was worth it. And I got the outfit I wanted, and I was like, all right, that's it. I'm done. Never need it again.
Yeah. This is
And now
so
all I do is sit home.
weird as a concept. This reminds me of an old WiiWare game. Do you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, no, I've been watching you play this, and I'm kind of like, man, this seems like something that you would play on an old PC, doesn't it?
It kind of does. Like the
Like this-
graphics are nice, but it kind of does look like
graphics-
something like that.
Like the graphics are cool and stuff, but it totally reminds me, like the fighting style of like you having to stop every time a new thing pops up.
Yeah.
It just reminds me so much of like an old PC game, like before they had the ability to button mash and shit.
Yeah.
Like that's just how.
I can definitely see that.
Like this is what it looks like. It looks like I'm looking at someone playing a game from like Windows Vista or Windows XP.
Dude, I can tell me your opinions on Windows Vista, by the way.
Windows just in general or just
Vista
Windows.
specifically.
man, I didn't like Vista. Nobody did.
See, Vista was so weird for me because I saved all my money to get a Windows Vista computer, and this was like months of saving money. And then when I got it, it sucked. For two reasons. One was that we didn't have Wi-Fi in the house. Not because we couldn't do it, because my dumbass stepdad at that time, I don't have to deal with him anymore, so I can say that. He refused to set up Wi-Fi because he said it's easier to hack, which is true generally. But also, it's like,
Okay, yeah,
I have a
it's
laptop.
easier to hack, but who the fuck wants to hack it?
I mean, yeah, and you can also like set a password on everything, and like he literally, I bought a laptop and I was tethered to my desk with it because he refused to hook
Doesn't even make
Wi-Fi
any
up.
sense.
Yeah,
Like,
and
we can't have Wi-Fi because it could be hacked. What are they gonna steal?
you can hack someone's LAN network as well if you get into their computer.
Well, that's my thing. Everybody's like, you got to see. So I'm against VPNs. All right, I don't know if
Yeah.
you know this. I've never really talked about this, but I don't like VPNs.
All right.
I don't like any of those like Express VPN or any like NordVPN and shit. I know they give people money and
Yeah.
they are probably useful in some regard, but I'm 100% telling you, you don't need them. They're not needed. If you only use websites like YouTube, Twitch, Twitter, and shit like that, you never fucking need NordVPN. It's not needed. Fucking not needed. I don't know why people buy these things. I mean, I know why, because they always say, like, protect your internet privacy. It's like, but I'm not going anywhere.
Yeah.
You know? If I was going on the dark web, yeah, maybe I'd fucking need ExpressVPN.
Yo-Yo says Windows Vista High Tech. Jacob says he's back.
Yeah.
Welcome back, my dude. I hope you're feeling good.
I just don't like seeing people
Yeah.
waste like $5 a month on something that they're really not even needing.
I've got mixed feelings on VPNs because there's some uses, like when something's like cut out of a certain region of Netflix and crap, and
Like, that kind of makes sense, but is it worth $5 a month to have a VPN just so you can watch, like, one
it depends on the VPN, in my opinion, because there's some that are cheaper than others. There's some that are better than others in terms of security, and
Like,
it
Jacob,
all
that
depends.
makes sense to me. Like, the whole, like, having a VPN because you're in China. I know people on CGN who use a VPN because
Yeah.
CGN is banned in China.
Why would they
You know?
ban CGN specifically?
Because we're video games.
Is all are all?
That's why.
Oh yeah, that's right. Nintendo tried to break into the Chinese market, and they had to market themselves in a weird way, I think.
Yeah, like because we're video games and because you're playing a game that probably wouldn't be acceptable in China. So
Gotcha. You know,
So,
PewDiePie
right
is
away-
banned in China as well.
I mean, he plays video games, so he's probably been banned for years.
Well, he got banned recently for talking about memes, apparently, regarding the Chinese emperor, ruler, or whatever.
Right,
Whatever
yeah,
they're
but-
called.
I mean, that's just stuff they say, but in all
Yeah.
honesty, they've been banned for years. Like, CGN was literally banned, like, within 2 months of me creating the website in China.
Yeah,
And, like, we didn't even have a Chinese person ever visit the website at that point. and it was already
Jacob
banned.
says, I know a guy who uses a VPN in China to watch porn and enter YouTube because it is blocked.
Yeah, I was just responding to him.
Oh, okay. Real talk,
Yeah.
though, could you, like, get arrested for, like, watching YouTube in China?
No, I mean... I
Or would
don't-
they just
no.
block it?
Well, here's the thing. They have their Great Firewall.
The
You know,
great,
they have the Chinese. They have the Great Firewall.
the Great Firewall of China.
Exactly. I mean, and that is literally what it's called.
That is the greatest thing I've ever heard in my life.
Yeah, and it stops people from accessing websites they don't want them to access.
Yeah.
So you get a VPN to access those websites. Now, for example, if you live in Hong Kong, you're still kind of restricted by the Chinese government, even though you're not technically part of the Chinese government.
Yeah.
You know. So.
Well, you're like
those
under
people
their rule, aren't you?
You're kind of under their rule. Like, they govern themselves, but they also don't. China is trying to take away their powers that they've had.
Yeah.
You know?
My mom just butt dialed me. In
That's cool.
FaceTime, she butt dialed me.
There you go.
And she never FaceTimes me, so I picked up my phone. I'm like, hello? Hello? And she's like, what just happened? I'm like, I think you just butt dialed me on FaceTime somehow. Jacob says he used to go to school with him and he moved to China, and he apparently used his VPN solely for porn and YouTube.
There you go.
The only thing that the internet is used for: porn, Nathan Sample games on Twitch, and YouTube. Specifically me on Twitch, though. No one else.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's how it works, man.
Only me.
That's the internet for you.
There can be only one. Yeah, there's only 5 websites on the internet. Remember that. You ever notice that nowadays we really do just go on the internet to use like 5 websites?
That's what I'm saying. Like, that's why I'm kind of against VPNs, because we only use like 4 or 5 websites. You know?
Oh my god, I can do that? I figured out how to use my magic in battle, and it's so much more
I just watched
effective.
you do it.
That is
But,
so
yeah,
much
no.
more effective, dude.
That's why I tell people, I'm just like, you don't really need a VPN if all you're ever going to use is Google, Twitter, and Facebook.
Yeah.
You know, like, I tell this to like my dad, and he'll be like, "Oh, yeah, but I saw a commercial where I need it," and I'm like, "You don't."
I mean, I'm okay with VPNs because I don't really like. I don't know. It's just a thing for me.
Right.
I've had my mods also tell me, like, I don't understand why people use VPNs. One of my mods, I'm like, I don't know. To me, it's just like a situation where I don't fully understand everything. So I would rather be safe than sorry, if that makes sense.
Well, that's kind of what it is that most of the people using them really don't.
Like,
know
I generally
anything about
know
it.
what they are, but I don't. Like, for example, like,
I'm impressed.
a hero pack, blah, blah, blah. Is
I mean,
this
here's
a
the
thing
They
it's
do
asking me about?
exactly. They do exactly what they say they do.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, the thing is that so does just about.
Yeah.
So does basically your Google browser.
Well,
It also does that.
the reason why I say that is, like, right now our ISP has been incredibly cool lately, but we've just been like using Netflix before, and they've just been like, nah, throttled for no reason.
Yeah,
And
now
from
that
my
I don't understand.
huh?
I said, now that I don't really understand.
I
the
don't
whole
know.
throttling
I think
thing.
it's because I sit in here and I stream for 4 hours, and then my family watches Netflix instead of TV a lot of the time. So they're like,
Right.
there's a lot of stuff going on. They must be torrenting. And so for me, I won't run a VPN when I'm streaming, but I'll sometimes run a VPN just because I don't feel like my internet crapping out on me. Like, they've been behaving really well lately. That's why I'm streaming in higher quality, and I'm happy about it. So how bad
That's good.
is this play to win? It
Pay to
doesn't
win.
pay to win, yeah.
Yeah, pay to win.
It definitely has like stuff that you can buy so far. Like, there's this big ass store where it wants you to like buy all this crap. So far, I'm enjoying it, but if you hate pay to win crap, it's definitely a little scummy about that.
Yeah, a little
Also,
pay to
welcome to the stream, my dude. The word
But it
safety
looks cool.
triggers people. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it definitely does. The word safety just kind of,
Yeah.
you're
Like,
like, oh, well, I'm safe.
I'm telling you, my
No, not
freaking
really.
network, my internet provider just randomly cuts us off. There's one time
I
where I
had
was
that
streaming
happen.
at the exact same bit rate I was on right now, and it just went completely, entirely. Just no matter what I did, the internet was just down. And
Yeah,
it
I mean,
wasn't a network failure. It was just like a thing that kept happening consistently.
Well, you were just maxing out your bandwidth. That's really what.
No, I'm streaming under our bandwidth right now. Like, our bandwidth is 6 megabits. I do this at like 4, and no one else was on the network at that time.
Oh, I know, but what I'm meaning is that like that's what happens is that you're streaming at like 4, but
Yeah.
it jumps for a minute because my wife does this.
Yeah.
She's like they're maxing out their bandwidth, but I can't tell them they're maxing out their bandwidth because they don't understand what I'm saying.
Okay.
That's exactly what it is. You're maxing it out, and it's just for like a certain amount of time, and it freaks out, and then it just drops everything. And then
Criollo says, I'll enable whatever this VPN thing is. It says it'll protect me. Jacob says UK Wi-Fi is really bad, especially at the moment. Yeah, wait, why is it asking me to recustomize them? I don't want to do that crap.
What can I do for you?
But yeah, that's usually what happens, and that's why me and Cassie, we made sure that we got the best. I mean, that's the whole reason I got new internet now, is because we needed it really badly. You know?
Yeah.
I couldn't stream or nothing. I didn't have that ability.
Yeah.
I do now, but even though I don't really have time to do it, so
Yeah.
I mean, I might think about it now, but Comcast gave us a real good deal. So
Have we met before? I don't think so. My name is Steven Seagal. Steven
My name
Seagal,
is
that
Steven
rings a
Seagal.
bell. That rings a bell. That sounds familiar
that
to
rings
me.
a bell.
This is conversation Steven Seagal has in public. Like, I know you from somewhere. Where do I
feel
know
like
you
I've-
from?
Yeah.
Oh,
feel
you
like
know,
I've
I was
seen
an
you.
action star.
I was an action star back in the 1990s. I did a lot of straight to the box
VHS.
office. Yeah, straight to VHS movies. You know,
Yeah.
those ones that your father used to watch? Your
Dude,
grandfather?
my great grandma used to watch those.
Yeah.
Literally,
Straight to
my
VHS
freaking great grandma used to watch that crap all the
Man, that was
time.
a racket back then, though. Those straight to VHS movies, like, they were
Yeah.
making fucking bank.
Yeah, I think about that now. Like, what is the equivalent to that in the modern day? Because, like, no one's going to buy a straight to Blu-ray or DVD movie anymore.
No, you can't. What happened was streaming just took over that industry,
Yeah.
you know?
Scotty. Yeah.
Because people who didn't have a lot of money and didn't want to go to the movie theater and stuff, they would just buy these straight to VHS movies and watch them
Yeah.
because they would have like A+ actors. They were getting good actors, and they knew there was a lot of money being spent on it. So they
There's
get
just
one good
a
guy.
freaking dead demon foot here. A destroyed
So they-
founder statue.
That's all
Okay.
they had to do. Like, they just had to get one guy, you know, one A-list actor. And
Yeah.
They could make a straight to VHS movie, and then people would buy it.
But is Steven
And-
Seagal really an A-list actor? I'd
at
consider
the
him.
time, man, he was like,
I'd
he was
consider
an
him
A-list
like
actor.
an X minus actor.
oh, well, I mean, at the time, like, he was totally what people would have considered an A-list actor.
I'm talking
I
so
mean-
much crap about Steven Seagal.
And
this
the
stream.
thing is like, the movie industry probably never considered him an A-list actor, but the fact that he kept putting out movie after movie after movie,
Yeah.
you know, is what got his name so much recognition, was that people kept buying these VHS tapes because they were cheap, and he was just getting so well known.
Yeah.
And they would be like, he's not actually that great of an actor. And they're like, well, he's the only actor I've seen in the past 2 years because all I do is buy these VHS tapes.
Yeah.
So
My great grandma was obsessed with Chuck Norris. One, because she had the hots for him, to be honest. And the other was because she would just watch Walker, Texas Ranger. She's in a wheelchair because she'd had like 6 strokes. So she'd just sit
Everybody
there and
loves
watch
Walker, Texas
Walker and
Ranger.
smoke cigarettes all day.
yeah, Walker, Texas Ranger was the best.
I've never watched it.
Walker, Texas Ranger.
My favorite Chuck Norris movie is probably like Lone Wolf McQuade, but I've only seen like 5 or 6 of them. I've seen like, isn't there like, there's the one with the dog. What's the one with the dog?
You're asking the wrong guy. I don't know.
Chat, what's the Chuck Norris movie with the dog?
Chuck movie with the dog.
Yeah. He's like a police officer and there's a dog involved and it's a cute one. That's all that that's my
yeah, he's
my
a cop,
professional
Top Dog.
synopsis.
You're talking about Top Dog.
Yeah, Top Dog. That's
Yeah.
right. I've seen that one. I think it's Delta Force or something like that, where he's in the jungle.
That movie literally didn't. The budget was $6 million and it made $5.1 million. So they lost $1 million.
That's unfortunate. Top Dog?
Yeah, Top Dog came out in '95.
Yeah.
And the budget was $6 million.
Yeah.
The box office was $5.1 million. So I mean, they basically lost $1 million.
Dude, do you remember like buying movies and buying video games back in the day and not knowing everything about them?
Oh yeah, because I would go to we would go to Hollywood Video.
Yeah.
Because I didn't go to Blockbuster because we didn't have a Blockbuster here.
We had a Blockbuster that went under before the company was even in trouble. To be honest with you, like our Blockbuster had a garbage selection, and then we had Hastings, and we just went there instead because it was way better. They had books and comics and freaking music CDs and like they had everything there. I'm starting to sound like an advertisement, but they also went under recently. Like we had a video store up until like 2015, 2016 in our town. No joke, and I freaking miss it so much.
I mean, yeah, Jacob, most movies do lose money, but the thing is that you would think movies with A-list actors usually don't lose money.
Well,
You know?
is it possible that by now it's reaped a profit? Because it's a very old movie and it's been on DVD and video.
I mean, I'm sure by now, but that was what their box office sales were.
Yeah.
And so, like, they spent $6 million to make the movie. They made $5.1 million back. And then probably over the next few years, they sold DVDs, or at the time, no DVDs, but VHS and stuff like that. And then they probably had movie rights to, like, television networks where they would play it on the TV network and stuff.
Yeah.
So I'm sure they made their money back to some extent. But
it was, like, not in the time that they would have wanted it.
It was nowhere near probably what they expected.
Yeah. Well, I mean, to be honest, I would never look at Chuck Norris and be like, oh yeah, he's the one that's going to make me $1 million right now.
Yeah,
this guy's resistant to fire. This is why he's screwing me
up. If I put
up.
Chuck Norris in a movie, which I don't think I would, because I don't know how I would, but if you put Chuck Norris in a movie right now, I think you can make it.
You could remake Walker, Texas Ranger, where he's actually got a walker. Oh god. Oh my god. Oh my god.
Remaking Walker, Texas Ranger wouldn't work unless you had somebody like Chuck Norris.
They're doing that, by the way, if you didn't know.
I know, but you gotta have somebody that people look at and think that guy's a badass.
In order. Sylvester Norris. You've already read that.
Like, I went and watched that last the last Rambo movie.
Yeah, Last Blood.
Whichever one it was.
It was Last Blood.
Yeah, it was decent.
I watched the end of it, and the end of it's incredible. Like, my parents were watching it, and I was not in the mood. But I came in towards the end, and the ending is incredibly badass.
I would say the best actor at the moment would be Tom Cruise.
Tom Cruise?
Like at
to
the
replace
moment,
Chuck Norris, though, as Walker, Texas Ranger?
No, I don't want him to replace Chuck Norris. I'm just saying, they were just saying, who would you two say is the best actor or most prominent actor at the moment? And I would have to say the best actor and most prominent actor at the moment would have to be Tom Cruise. Because he is in the most movies of any other actor, other than maybe The Rock. The Rock is probably in just
The
as
Rock
many
and
movies.
Shaquille O'Neal with his foot spray commercials and crap.
But see, like, Shaq is in a bunch of fucking commercials, don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
But movies, no.
Isn't he going to be in the new Space Jam?
They haven't announced any of that yet. They don't know.
Oh, I saw it trending on Twitter. That's all that I know.
I would say either Tom Cruise or The Rock, between the two of them.
Yeah, they should replace Michael Jordan.
I mean, like, they would easily... No, I'm not meaning in Space Jam. I'm just meaning those would be the two most prominent actors
I'm
right
just
now.
messing with you. Oh, God. The menu...
They by far makes the most movies.
But...
I mean, don't get me wrong. You're right, Jacob. The Rock only plays himself. He doesn't play anybody else.
I mean,
but
so does Jim Carrey, and he was one of the highest paid actors in Hollywood for a long time.
That's true. Yeah, I guess.
I think
don't know. I look
actors
at
who
Tom
do that
Cruise
are
and
actually like really well liked typically because like you know exactly what to expect and you become a fan of the actor, not the character as well.
Yeah, exactly.
So
Well,
it
can
makes
use
you
The
come
Rock
back.
for every badass movie too.
Yeah.
You know.
What was the
Anytime
name of
you
that
need a
freaking
badass-
Rock movie where he tries to fight a militant group without using his guns at all? So he smashes people in the head with his shotgun the whole movie?
I don't know which one that is, but it sounds like something The Rock would be part of.
Yeah. I remember they tried to make Stone Cold Steve Austin into an action star for a while, and
He could have totally been that, like when
yeah.
he was at his peak
yeah.
of like the 1990s or something.
Well, he
Like,
cut himself off from wrestling early as well. Like,
Yeah.
he was going to be the big thing, and they wanted him to lose against, like, Kevin Nash or The Big Show or something in a match, and he said, no, I won't do that. And so he just left the WWE. And I think by the time he came back, he was still popular. Everyone loves Steve Austin, but not as
Still
popular.
today.
Yeah, like he's
You know, like,
got
super
freaking CMT shows.
Yeah, I mean he's super freaking popular, and but he once again he's not a guy who can be an actor. He's a guy
Yeah.
that can play himself.
Have you ever freaking watched his podcast, by the way, or listened to it rather?
Oh yeah, I used to watch it sometimes.
It's the funniest crap because like it's Steve Austin as he's aging, and so rather than drinking a beer, he's like, I'm gonna drink my sparkling water to that.
Yeah,
It's like
Yeah,
that
it's-
just makes me sad. Steve Austin can't drink beer anymore.
I think Tom Cruise would probably be.
Tom
best
Cruise
actor.
should play Stone Cold from now on.
That'd be hilarious.
That'd be deeply awkward.
I feel like Tom Cruise could do it though.
Could he though? I don't know.
No,
I always
probably
see
not.
Tom Cruise as this tiny, flamboyant guy.
Yeah, but not in his movies though. He plays these characters so well.
But
You know?
he doesn't play like a rugged action hero. He plays more of a James
No, he's
Bond,
not
in my
He
opinion.
doesn't play a rugged. He plays a smart.
Yeah, he plays more of a James Bond, in my opinion. If that
Yeah.
makes sense.
He does the Mission Impossible.
Yeah.
He does like, he's more of like a smart guy.
He's the
that's what they're
suave, womanizing action
Right.
hero.
Exactly. That's what
My- yeah.
And then The Rock is the exact opposite.
Yeah, I'm more of like a freaking Terminator, Rambo, Arnold Schwarzenegger. Like, those are the action stars that I think are the coolest. Obviously, I
they're really
like
like
the
that.
other style, but like those are the ones that I'm most like. I like the most, I guess.
Yeah. Well, they're more gristled. They got like that, you think of them as a literal badass.
Yeah, and that's the thing. When I look at Tom Cruise, I know that he's like standing on an apple box in front of the freaking camera. He's like 5 foot nothing.
Well,
Don't get me wrong,
mean,
he's built, but he's 5 foot
Like
nothing.
Jack Reacher is a good movie, and I think of him as a badass in that movie. But you're right. I mean, he's a badass, but in a very different way because he's
Yeah.
a smart badass. He's not a I'm gonna punch my fist through your face badass.
He's not I'm gonna rush in guns blazing into this mansion where they kidnap my daughter. Everyone's gonna miss and just shoot at the ground even though there's 34 people shooting at me out in the open as I run across this
It's kind of
broad
like Keanu Reeves.
Yeah.
You know? Like I look at Keanu Reeves and I go, he's not a giant of a man. Like
Yeah.
he's just a kind of smart guy, He's got that intellect that keeps him alive.
Dude, I look at Keanu Reeves and I think that he's a stoner. Like that's
Oh, I
how I
like
think of him. That's the
I like
character
Ricky
he
Gervais.
plays.
He's a good comedian.
Yeah, oh yeah, he's funny, but like he's known as just playing the bro dude in my eyes. Like,
Yeah, he kind of is known for playing the bro dude. Like that is kind of his character.
yeah. What do Americans think of Ricky Gervais? I personally think he's hilarious. I've never watched his stand-up comedy before, but I loved watching him make fun of Hollywood actors at
Doesn't
the
he have
Golden
a
Globes or
stand-up-
whatever.
Doesn't he have a stand-up in Grand Theft Auto 4 though?
I didn't know that at all. I know
Yeah.
David Cross is in Vice City as a random voice. I like David Cross.
Yeah, I think Ricky Gervais is in GTA 4. Like, you can go and watch him at the comedy club.
4 or 5?
4.
Really?
Yeah, pretty sure.
Interesting. I need to play.
Pretty sure you
Go on.
could go to the comedy club and you could listen to Ricky Gervais do it's like a 15-minute set or something.
Yeah. I really my sense of humor is also super weird. I either like really edgy crap or I like really strange stuff a lot of the times. Like I like everything, but that's the stuff I gravitate towards. Like I was sitting in the living room watching Monty Python's Flying Circus a week ago while my parents were just getting annoyed in the other room like, what the hell is wrong with these people? I'm like, it's a joke, it's comedy.
Monty Python's Flying Circus is hilarious, though.
Yeah.
I mean, any of the Monty Pythons are. They're just hilarious.
Yeah. My favorite is the freaking meaning of life and just how disturbing that one is.
Yeah.
My favorite is that every sperm is sacred song. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
Oh my god. I played that. Okay, so I invited my buddies over to my house to hang out one time when we were kids. Well, we were like 15. Okay, and they hated my sense of humor because I was an absolute edgelord as a kid. Like, I was the guy who tried to piss you off and bother you with my jokes. And I've kind of toned that down as I've gotten older because I've experienced people who acted like me back then as well. And I'm like, oh, this guy's a douche. And I've kind of toned that back. But they stopped talking to me for a year in school because they didn't like my jokes. And then one day I invited them over. It was kind of revenge, but it was also eager. It was eagerness. And so I showed them, we played some Soul Cal for a while. And then I showed them Monty Python's Meaning of Life. And one of my friends, they had hilarious mixed reactions to it. Because one of them was getting turned on when the naked ladies were on screen running by in thongs for the guy's like burial or his death or whatever.
Right, yeah.
And then they were getting furiously angry at me between that. How the hell can I feasibly do this? Yes. I guess I gotta revive myself to make this crap work, dude. Because the thing is, I'm blocking this guy and he's kicking my spinkton, dude. Okay, there we go. Okay, give me that shield. Yeah, I had to. This is what I mean when someone asked about pay to win. You have to buy those things I just used to revive myself, or you have to restart the match. The game gives you a few of them, but not enough. And I don't think you auto heal very quick either.
It doesn't look like it's moving at all.
Yeah, I think like the red meter filled up a little bit, like the little bit that I had there. Come on. Let me just overkill him or not. Okay, there we go. Well, Steven Seagal's at a level 4 now. There's actually consumables along the path back here, so let me go back there.
He's leveling up.
Yep.
Steven Seagal's getting stronger.
Yeah, soon he won't have to be in direct-to-VHS movies anymore. What if Steven Seagal was...
Money.
Dude, what if Steven Seagal was still making direct-to-VHS movies in 2020?
I mean, he just made a direct-to-DVD movie back in like 2017 or something.
But was it on Blu-ray or Netflix or anything?
Nah. Well, yeah, you're right. It was on Netflix.
Okay. Because that's the thing. If it's on Netflix, I wouldn't count it as straight-to-video anymore.
Yeah, because they don't do direct-to-DVD movies anymore. But it was a Netflix movie.
I think if you're a legacy user, they still give you that.
Yeah, I mean, and Steven Seagal, he got his last, like, action hero movie. But, I mean, it was decent. I wouldn't give it above 2 stars.
Speaking of last action heroes, you ever see that Arnold Schwarzenegger movie of that?
Oh, yeah, that was a good movie.
I liked the movie, but I feel like there's so much more they could have done with the concept of Arnold Schwarzenegger fighting people from the TV and escaping the TV as an action hero. Welcome to the stream, G Dodds, how you doing, my dude? Sorry, I have to lean in because the text is really tiny on my monitor, and I got big old lights in my face.
I don't have no lights in my face.
Yeah, that is the one thing that that whenever I started streaming, that was the one thing that I was genuinely like not comfortable with was the lights. And then I bought these lights, and they have like nice diffusion. Like there's a diffuser in front of them, and I can turn them down. There's a fader on the back of them. Because like
Right.
I used to use like literally big bright lamps, and by the time I was done recording, like I was miserable. I was angry and irritable. So like, I don't think they're up anymore on the YouTube channel. But back in the day, I did a series on Crash Bandicoot as a VOD, and the first episode of the series was perfectly chill, and then the next one I was just in a pissed off mood, and then the third one I was so not into it, you could tell. I'm just like, oh, when is this gonna be over? Because there was bright beaming lights in my eyes at all times. And they were also the kind of lights that make the room hot. So I was sweating and I was like going blind slowly. I need to go see Henrik, my old mentor, to tell him that I'm epic. What's the matter, Henrik? Go and pitch yourself? I haven't seen you in a long time. Nice pee-pee. Would you let Henrik touch your pee-pee, Zach?
Here's the funny thing. You're going to this guy named Heinrich. He's going to show you how to, like, you know, use a sword and stuff.
After we've used it the whole game.
Well, that's true, but it's funny, and he's like, I haven't seen you in a long time. It plays into this Steven Seagal thing so much because he was an Aikido black belt. I say was, he still is. But he's an Aikido black belt, and it was about fighting with swords.
Sick.
Dude, I say that about my computer. Like my computer, I know it doesn't get hot and it doesn't feel like it gets hot, but it heats my room up so much. Like my office space.
My computer does the exact same, to be honest. Quickly attack from the sides.
But I gotta decorate my office space a little better.
Dude,
Like,
I hate
like the
attacking
way-
from the left side here, by the way.
Like I like the way this office looks, but I put so much work into trying to make it look good, and then I don't really like it at all.
Yeah.
And now that I'm not trying to show off to anybody because I'm married and shit, you know, I can make it look however the fuck I want.
Yeah. That's how you become the big moist Zach boy.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm still like in this. I'm still in this phase, like, you know, because I haven't really been married that long, even though me and Cassie have been together like 4 years almost.
Yeah.
But I still have like this. I still have to show off, you know.
Jacob says his PlayStation works as a radiator. Dude, imagine your situation, but I've got this computer over here. I used to run that computer. You can't see it. It's off camera. I used to run a computer over there. I have 4 TVs in front of me. And I would run consoles at the same time. And then I've got like blankets hanging on the wall and behind me to like absorb sound, which also insulates the room and makes it colder or hotter whenever it is. It's the worst. It's better now, don't get me wrong, but it was the worst. Okay, I got a steel dagger from that, I guess.
Man, I heard like the coolest thing
What?
like one time. And
Was it a
there
guitar?
yeah, no, it was a guitar. It was
Yeah.
100% a guitar.
That's what I figured. Guitars are nice. Would you have sex with a guitar?
Sure, why not?
I'd play guitar with my pee-pee. How does the chat feel about that? Would the chat have sex with their guitar?
Yeah, probably. I mean,
By the way, welcome any new viewers. If you're not followed, be sure to hit the follow button and subscribe if you. Anyways, we're talking about guitar sex right now.
yeah, you know. No, I want to update this office real bad. I just, like I said, I don't know when or how or why.
Would you have sex with the office?
Not right now. I don't like the way it looks.
Okay. Would you have whose office would you have sex with if you had the choice?
I don't know, because like the office has to be set up to the way I need it.
Yeah.
Right? So
Yeah.
like right now my wife's working from home,
Yeah.
and I'm just like, we had to figure out a way to do this. So like we're back to back desk. So I have my desk and then she has her desk, and we're just sitting back to back like all the time.
Yeah.
She's not working today, but like if she was working today, we'd be sitting back to back right now. And then I had to move my arcade cabinets over to the one wall, and then I got that new arcade stick, which I'm going to make into another arcade cabinet. So I'm like, I got to figure out ways to fit all this in the office now that I have 2 desks in here.
Yeah. I'd finger my guitar, play some sick jams, says Yo-Yo. I used to actually play the guitar, and I have a strong bond with it, so no. Wait, if you have a strong bond with it, that's even better. You know, there's emotions connected to your act of doing the stinkies upon it.
Exactly, yeah.
Yeah.
He's got a point.
Yeah, I do. I have several points.
Yeah.
Like, for example, what's the deal with airline food? Ha 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 ha.
What's the deal with airline
What's
food?
the deal? Dude, Jerry Seinfeld never even said that either, apparently.
No, he never did.
Oh, you got a freaking problem with me, boy? Your little douchebag facial hair? What's the matter? Don't want to kiss daddy? You want to freaking go? You want freaking scruff, boy? You want to fight? I was watching Twitch fails the other day, by the way. Just a compilation of Twitch fails. And there was one where this guy is IRL streaming at his buddy's house, and his wife just randomly starts making out with him. Like the guy's wife who's hanging out with. Just out of nowhere. And
Making
then...
out with somebody else?
Huh? What?
Making out with somebody else?
Okay, the guy is IRL streaming at his buddy's house. His buddy's wife just randomly starts making out with him out of nowhere. And they assume their buddy's out of the room, but they're broadcasting it on the internet. So he comes in the room, he's like, "Get out of my house right now." He's like, "What's the matter?" He's like, "I just saw you making out with her. Get out." And he's like, "I don't know what you're talking about." Which, by the way, can I just say, before I continue, like, telling this thing, why do guys, whenever, like, their wives cheat on them, they immediately are also, like, they're only blaming the other guy as if their wife didn't choose to screw them?
I've never understood that.
It's like
so here's my thing. All right, and this is gonna sound weird because like maybe I think too hard, but like I've always thought like if somebody cheats on you, like whatever.
I mean, if someone cheated on me, it'd be like
weird?
your stuff is on the porch. That's how I would think about it.
Well, I'd just be like, okay, you cheated on me, and they'd be like, yeah, I did, and I'd be like, all right.
See, I wouldn't. I'd be upset still, but I wouldn't like.
I wouldn't be upset. I'd just, like, I'd ask Cassie. I'd be like, "All right, you cheat on me. Like, why?" And she'd be like, "Oh, I like that guy."
So you're
and
saying
like,
it wouldn't break your
leaving?
trust at all?
I'd be like, so I'd be like, "So are you leaving me, or like, what's going on?" And I'd wait.
Jacob says he hates people getting fooled into saying the N-word. What are you talking about?
Not only, that doesn't sound like that'd be a good thing either.
But like this guy.
But here's my thing. Like, you turn it back on them. Like they cheat on you, and then you go, "All right, so like, are we done?" And they go, "Yeah." Well, if they say you're done, then you'd be like, "All right, cool," and then you go.
Yeah.
And then they're like, and then you'd be like, "So are we done?" And they're like, "No, I don't think so." And be like, "Okay, cool." And then you just roll on. And they'll be like, "Your wife cheated on you." And it'll be like, "Yeah, but she told me she doesn't want to break up with me."
On
so
Twitch,
like,
people saying the N-word are a real deal breaker, says Yo-Yo. I just don't... Are you just referring to Twitch fails, Jacob? Because that's just such a random thought. But, like, my thing is when guys, like, when their girlfriends cheat on them, they're always like, "I'll kill you" to the other guy, which... By the way,
yeah, I don't get that one neither.
To be honest, I would.
Mad at the guy.
Okay,
like,
I would be mad at the guy and her. It wouldn't. I wouldn't. My anger would not be selected towards him because she chose it. You know,
Yeah,
like,
nah.
huh?
I don't know. I just don't get it. I'm just like, why are you getting angry, man? Like, what do you have to get angry for?
I don't know. Like, to me, that would be something to get angry about, to be honest.
I don't see why, though. Like, think about it. It's not your body, it's their body, and they did it. So it's like, okay, so
But
I
it's
guess,
a
like, we're
thing
done,
that's
right?
breaking your trust, is my thing.
It's not really breaking your trust. They do whatever they want.
I don't know. Maybe it's. Yeah,
It'd be
I don't
like,
know.
I mean, like, what trust? I don't trust anybody.
Okay.
Like, I don't trust anybody. It's not like I got into the relationship going like, my wife will never leave me. I trust her 100%. Fuck no. Why would I do that?
I don't
I
know.
don't trust her to pay the bills. Right?
Honestly, this is one thing where I just don't see it that way. I don't think I'm
Like,
capable
think
of
of
it.
it like this. Like, if somebody was like, I'm going to pay all the bills, you never worry about it. Would you trust them?
It
You wouldn't
depends
trust
on
them,
if I think they had the means, but probably not.
Yeah, I mean, like, here's my thing. Like, my wife tells me, she told me this. She was like, I'm gonna pay all the bills. You don't have to worry about it. I still don't trust her to pay all the bills. I always ask. I always check. I'm like, did you pay that bill? And she's like, oh, I forgot. I'm like, see, this is why. This is why.
I don't know. I just don't see. The thing is, like, I just wouldn't date someone if, like, I feel like that's a thing that's between you and your wife, like, sex is. So, to me, it would just bother me too much. If I get cheated on, I wouldn't want to speak. Exactly. I'd be angry at both of them. It wouldn't be like, she's a victim and you tricked her. It's like, women
I
are
wouldn't think that
adults.
either.
Yeah, like, women are adults. They
That's
can
the
make
thing, though.
decisions.
Like, nobody tricked anybody into anything.
That's what's weird as hell to me right now is we're at a time in history where everyone's screaming about equality, but they selectively choose to view other people as like victims when it not even when it benefits, just in weird scenarios. Like if a woman does something wrong, like she cheats on her husband, it's not that the other guy was a trickster and it's his fault. It's like your wife was a whore. Just to be real with you, your wife was a dumb whore and she cheated on you. You know what I
My
mean?
thing is, like, I never understand.
I
Like, if
mean,
you're gonna
I
go
believe
cheat
in
on somebody,
personal.
like, just
Go on.
like if you're gonna go cheat on somebody, why not just go tell the fucking person, like, hey, I'm going to go cheat on you.
I mean, I would say just break up with the person or divorce them if you're going to do that.
Okay, we'll fucking do that too.
Yeah.
All
Like
right.
that's what I would get at. Like,
That's what I'm saying. Like, if my wife cheated on me, I'd just be like, so are we done?
but the
And
thing
they'd
that
be-
confuses
and if
me
she
is
was
the
like,
the
"No, we're not."
nonchalant question. Is I wouldn't if she said no, we're not. I'd be like, yeah, we are. If it were me,
Well,
like,
that's the thing. If she said no, we're not, I'd be like, okay, so like, what are we doing now? Like, why didn't you tell me like this before?
Yeah.
And she'd be like, you're weird. And I'm like, I don't think I'm weird. I think I'm the one that's trying to figure out what the fuck you're doing because you're the weird one. Like, you couldn't come and talk to me about the fact you wanted to cheat on me, so obviously you're a shitty fucking human being.
okay, now I get where you're coming from. Because from my point of view, it sounded like you were just nonchalantly asking her in this hypothetical scenario. Like,
Nah.
do you want to keep being together? That's what I was so confused by, and I'm like, I can't see it that way.
Well, like, if that person was like, yes, I want to keep being together, then I would have been like, well, why didn't you just fucking tell me that before you went and cheated on me? And they'd
Yeah.
been like, oh, I don't know. And I'd be like, well, then you're just a dumbass. Like, you're just a fucking dumbass. Because, like, we probably could have made this work, man. Like, I like the idea of a threesome. Like, we could have... Like, come on. At least just talk to me about it, you know? Like, that's all it takes. You don't have to say much. All you
Yeah.
would have had to been like, listen, I like Greg next door. I really like Greg next door. And I've been like, you know what? I like Greg too.
I wouldn't do that personally, but that would be your choice.
Like, why don't you ask? You know?
Oh
And
my
then she'd
God,
be
I
like,
would never,
"Yeah,
I would
maybe
never be able to do that.
They'd be
That
like,
would,
I like John, and I'd be like, you know what? I don't really like John. So if you're gonna go cheat on me with John, then you're gonna have to leave me for John, because like I'm not staying with John, dude.
see, I just don't see things like that. I could never do anything like that
You gotta
personally.
roll with the punches.
I mean, I would roll with the divorce papers.
Yeah, but you're gonna lose half your money.
In Texas, normally you don't.
Yeah, you will.
It depends on what you sign when you get married, I
Nah,
thought.
man, you're gonna lose half your money.
Everyone I know who's got divorced, the only time they lose their money is when they pay child support.
You won't pay alimony for the rest of your life.
No, like that doesn't happen as much in Texas, genuinely. No one I know who's divorced pays alimony. If they have kids, they're forced to pay child support, and that is their alimony.
Yeah, child support makes sense. Alimony don't make sense.
Yeah, like I said, like that feeds into what I was talking about earlier. Like we selectively view women as like these people who can't help themselves, but then
That's
we
what
cry
me and my
about
wife always talk about.
yeah.
I was like, me and my wife hate the idea of alimony. I was like, because that means that women are incapable of taking care of themselves.
Exactly. That's why it drives me so crazy. But
That's
Jenny,
why I will not treat women like they're equal until there's no more alimony.
I'll treat them like they're equal, but if I ever got married and my wife was
No.
and the
can't be.
prenuptial agreement was about involved alimony, I'm like, nah,
Nope.
that's okay.
They can't be. I'm sorry. I will treat you equal for the rest of your life, but since alimony is a thing, no, we're not equal. You're weaker than me, according to the government.
Jacob says, organize a threesome, question mark. Crayoyo says,
Yeah.
just between us, Greg gets me hot. John, not so
Yeah, I know,
much.
right? But like, I'm like, listen, I said, I'm not the sexist one. I said the government says you're weaker than me.
I mean, I agree with that. What you're saying generally, I just wouldn't say it in that way.
I would. You got to be blunt about this shit. Be
Well,
like,
I
the
wouldn't
government
say
thinks
it
you're
on
weak.
my Twitch broadcast in that way, is what I mean.
Why not? I mean, like, it's not like people don't agree with it.
I
It's like they're
know.
like, you know what? Yeah, that's kind of what the government's saying. The government says you're really weak and you can't take care of yourself.
I don't understand it. That sounds like something that was set up in the 1950s or the 20s.
It was.
When, yeah, literally, like, why? It's also a thing where, like, everyone wants equality, but then they want, like,
No,
everything
I'm 100%
both ways.
for equality.
Yeah, I
That's
am
why
too.
I'm saying.
I am
that's
too.
That's why me and my wife go. I'm like, and she'll be like, equality, and I'm like, yeah, absolutely, I 100% agree. And she's like,
She'll
yeah.
just say the
She's
word
like, "I agree
equality.
too."
Y'all
No,
have
I mean, she doesn't say it like that, but like we had a conversation with like a family friend, and she was talking about like equality and stuff, and I was like, I 100% agree with you. I was like, I'm sorry, the government doesn't like you though. And she was like, what do you mean? And I'm like, the government thinks you're a piece of shit and you can't take care of yourself. So, maybe they're right. Who knows? Maybe they... And she's like, that's not very nice. And I'm like, well, I didn't say it. The government did, man.
yeah.
The government
Well,
thinks you're
it-
incapable
you-
of taking care of yourself. And
You
just,
want to know how they do alimony in Texas, actually? They don't do it as alimony typically unless you have like a prenuptial agreement that
No,
involves
they'll
that.
do it as alimony if you make over a certain amount of money.
Maybe, but what I have been told, like, a lot of the people that I know have to pay child support. It's literally called child support, even though they have grown-ass adult children, but they had them with their wife, and they divorced their wife
Yeah.
after the kids were out. So they're like,
And
this is
Jacob-
basically alimony. That's what it is.
Well, like, Jack has a point because Adele just had to pay her husband like $50 million because of alimony because
Yeah.
she's the breadwinner of the family.
Yeah. I mean, I don't
know?
think it should go that way either way. I think like
No, it's
if
not
you're a
fair.
grown
Like,
adult.
He shouldn't be getting $50 million because she made a bunch of money.
Well, also think about it like this as well. Like, imagine you're a dude who is paying for everything. You got a nice house, you got a nice car, you're paying to keep your wife healthy and happy. Then she cheats on you, divorces you, and then you have to
And then
pay
asks-
for that house that the other guy lives in with her now, with the
Right.
kids, with your kids.
Exactly. No, you got a point.
Yeah, like
That's why it's not equal.
yeah, that's why it's incredibly
But
effed up.
it would be equal if we just cut that fucking alimony out.
Yeah,
just
but
got
then
rid of
people
it-
would pretend to be a victim in a different way. They'd be like, no.
Okay, fine. That's fine. Let them be a victim in a different way. But the
Dude,
alimony's gone. So
I
don't
got
care.
into the weirdest. This was a long, long time ago. I remember getting into the
Because
weirdest political debate on a.
Because I'm sure no woman out there
Yeah.
wants to pay their deadbeat husband.
Yeah, and neither does
No,
any.
none of them do.
Neither does any man. That's the fascinating thing.
No woman would want to have to pay her deadbeat husband. Let's say she's making $175,000 a year and he
Yeah.
makes nothing because he's never worked a day in his life. And there's a lot of fucking guys out there like that.
Yeah.
You know, there's a fuck ton of them. And she wouldn't want to have to pay him, you know, $60,000 a year because he doesn't want to work, which is the way the alimony system is set up right now, is that she would just have to pay him money
Yeah.
to take care of him because he's incapable of taking care of himself.
Yeah.
Which is if he's incapable of taking care of himself, then just let him die.
I appreciate the way that you're putting that.
Well, I'm just saying, like, if he's incapable, I guess just let him die, man.
Yeah.
Just said he was incapable of taking care of himself.
Well, I mean, my thing is like, it's not really your ex-spouse's job to ensure that at that point, anyways.
Nah, it's just old government systems in place. It doesn't
Yeah,
make
and
sense.
it's things that people wouldn't want to change either. Because they're
It's things people wouldn't want to change, like my mother, for example. She's 100% for the idea of alimony.
yeah,
She likes it. She's like, I had to put up with so and so for this many years, but she's not getting any alimony, but she's
Yeah.
like, that person had to put up with that person for 20 years. They deserve half the money. I was like, are you hearing yourself? I'm like, they put up with somebody? I'm like, I put up with the fucking government, but they don't owe me money.
yeah, like that's also like it's on. To be real with you, it's also on you if you put up, quote unquote, with someone for an insanely long time.
Yeah,
That's your
right.
fault. You're an adult. You
Right.
can leave anytime you want.
I'm gonna put up with somebody for 20 years and then say I want half your money because I put up with you for 20 years. It's like, what does that even mean?
Yeah,
You know?
that's such a weird way to put it. To be
I'm
honest.
thinking about going to my father and being like, listen, I put up with you for 18 years, all right? You owe me money.
Dude,
And they'll
my
be like,
dad,
"You-"
my dad used to actually, he didn't do it for that reason, but whenever I'd see my dad for like a span of a year, I don't know if he got like a better job at that time or what, but I would see him for like when I was 17 years old. Every time I saw my dad, he would hand me like $40 or something. He'd be like, Bubba, you got any pocket money? And I'm like, no, here. And I'm like, what the hell? Cool, but what? I don't understand.
Pocket change, man.
I didn't understand, like, because, like, to me, $40 is not pocket money. To me, it's like 10 to 15, maybe 20. But I wasn't going to argue with him either at that time. I was like 17
Man,
and I didn't have.
Pocket money used to mean something, man.
It still means something to me.
Yeah, but I mean,
Like-
like back in the day, like if you had some money in your pocket, that meant something.
Yeah.
Nowadays, you have money in your pocket, you're just gonna get robbed. But like,
I mean, that's true.
but back in the day, like a guy carrying money around in his pocket, that was a sign of.
Well, I mean, also, if you take out your money and you freaking, like, flash it around, of course you're going to get robbed.
Oh yeah,
If
yeah.
people
fan
know
it
how
around.
much money you've got.
Yeah, no. Nowadays, we carry everything on plastic,
Yeah.
so I do. I don't carry cash ever.
It
I don't
depends
think
for me.
I don't think I've seen cash in probably.
Dude, when I had a job, I always got a paper check and just went and cashed it. And
I
so,
don't cash. I always put mine in the bank, direct deposit.
yeah.
You know?
I had a really weird freaking bank account set up at the time, to be honest. And it was I still kind of have that problem. My bank literally
Wait.
won't let me have a debit card because it's
Why don't
connected
you have
to
a debit card.
it's connected to one of my relatives' accounts from when I was
I
a
get what you're
kid.
saying. So you have one of those like
Combined
where
accounts.
You have a combined account.
Yeah.
I understand that. Okay.
Well,
'Cause
here's
I was
the
really
here's
confused.
here's the thing that confuses the hell out of me though. I used to have a debit card. And then just one day they're like, no, you're not allowed to have one
Let's get a
anymore.
new bank account.
I've because I can't drive, and I've literally asked my family, like, please, for the
Why
love
would
of
you-
God,
why would
take
you
me
need
to the
drive?
bank.
You could do it. You could do it online.
Can you do that?
Yeah, you can do it online.
You can set up an entire bank account
You
online
can
now?
call and just have them set it up over the phone.
Okay, I need to do that then, because I still use the account that's connected to my family members.
Like, seriously, you could probably just call
Yeah.
and set up a bank account over the phone, especially right now with this whole COVID going on and shit.
Yeah.
Like, you could literally set one up over the phone. They might ask you to send in, like, social security number or something like
Yeah.
that. But, I mean, seriously, like, you could just get one set up over the phone and then just transfer all your money from the other bank account and then get yourself a debit card and shit.
Man, I really need that, because, like, it was just so annoying. I used to have a debit card on my
Set
account.
up, Nathan.
Huh?
My goal is to have you in a 3-bedroom, 2-bath house in the next 2 years. That is my goal. All right, I have set this goal out for myself, and I'm going to get you there. I don't know how I'm going to do it, but I'm going to get you there.
Okay, Papa Zach.
I'm going to get you in a 3-bedroom, 2-bath house in the next 2 years. Damn it.
16 bedroom, 34 bath. Got it.
Yeah, 16 bedroom, 34 bath. Yeah.
Yes.
I don't even have that, but whatever.
Dude, wouldn't that basically just be like a small mansion?
I mean, 16 bedrooms and 32 baths, that'd be the ugliest fucking mansion I've ever seen.
Dude, I would, you know what, just to be weird, I would love to have a massive house that just has like...
You'd have more bathrooms
literally...
Walt Disney World has trash cans.
Dude, no joke,
seriously.
if I legitimately had a mansion, I would love it solely because I would go to the bathroom in a different corner of the mansion every day. Or
Be
every...
honest, once you get over like 5 bedrooms, though, what the fuck do you do with the space?
I've thought about that so much. I've talked about that on stream. Like, what do you do if you have a mansion? Like,
Well, I mean,
what could you possibly be storing in 100 rooms?
well, that's the thing. Like me and my wife right now, we're talking because we just got this house, right?
And you're gonna
And,
buy a mansion next.
Nah, we can't buy a mansion right now. But like let's say sometime down the line, we're able to purchase something real big. I don't think I'd want it.
Yeah.
And the reason is that, like, what the fuck do we do with all the space?
If you ever have kids, I think that's the value in that kind of house.
We ain't have no kids.
Yeah. Well, also,
we ain't gonna
like,
have no
people
kids,
talk
so-
about rich people being so happy, but, like, imagine the stresses that go with having money and having to, like, manage a large
know.
number of staff in your house.
Here's the thing. Like, having lots of money, I don't think that's what messes with people. I think it's they have a lot of money, but they also have tons of fucking debt on top of them. as
Yeah.
well, because they're bad with their money.
Yeah, John Wayne back in the day actually went bankrupt like 3 times or something.
Oh yeah, because people are just so bad with their money.
Well, it's because a lot of times people who get that kind of money are just people like actors who never thought they would make it. So then they get
Right.
money and they're like, what the hell do I do with this? I guess
Yeah.
I'll buy
Well, I
all
mean,
the
it's like-
stuff I ever wanted right now.
It's like Shaq when he got his he talked about this one time.
I saw
where he
that
was
at
talking-
one point. He immediately
talking
bought
about-
a nice jewelry and a car and bought
Yeah,
a
he
car
bought
for his
himself-
family.
He bought himself like a Rolls Royce, and then
Yeah.
he drove it to his mom's house, and she was like, "I really like one," so he went and bought her another Rolls Royce.
I like how
And
by the way, just to be real with you, I like how his mom's first response was, I want one.
Yeah,
Like-
like he bought one, and then like literally right after that, he bought his mom one, and then he bought like a friend one, but then he didn't realize he got paid like $1 million, right? You
Yeah.
have to pay taxes on $1 million. He didn't
Yep.
understand that. So they took the taxes out, and then they were like, "Yeah, you don't even have enough money to afford this car." And so then he had to default. He filed for bankruptcy literally like after a month of being a basketball player.
You know what happened? Something like that happened to MC Hammer as well. He went broke because he got famous, and not only just because his music fell off style. He got famous, and then you know how you're always like, if I ever get famous, I'm gonna get all my friends a job, or I'm gonna do this. Or,
Hell no, I'm not. I'm not getting all my.
You
friends
know how
involved.
people
Fuck
say that, though.
that. Yeah, no, I know they say that shit.
That's literally what happened to MC Hammer. Was he literally found a job for every single one of his friends? He purposely hired them to do crap that he didn't need anyone to really do.
Yeah.
And
Oh,
so he
it's
was
dumb.
paying a staff of his friends constantly until he went bankrupt. And also his
no,
music fell out of style, so it's not like he can just pop out another album.
See, and that's the thing. Like, these people, they have to be real careful with their debt. Because,
Yeah.
for example, let's say I have $10 million.
Yeah.
Well, I don't, let's say you're a musician. And
Yeah.
you know your album is selling really well, right?
Yeah.
And you get that first royalty check and it's $1 million. You get that first royalty check because your album is selling really well, so you got $1 million in your pocket. And you know your album's going to sell pretty well for the next month. So you know you're probably going to get another royalty check in a month for $1 million. So you go buy a $2 million home. But the problem is that you buy a $2 million home, you didn't have $2 million. You know?
Yeah.
You might have a net worth of $2 million because you've got $1 million in your bank.
Yeah.
And they're going to give you a loan for the other $1 million. The problem is, let's say next month your royalty check's only $600,000.
Yeah.
And then the next month it's $200,000. And then the next month it's $50,000.
Yeah, that's
And
the
then
thing
you're
about
like,
stuff
oh,
like
fuck.
that is it's not entirely consistent either.
Yeah, and it's like, oh fuck, I've ruined myself because I've taken on this debt of $1 million for this home, and I'm not even making enough money to pay it off now.
Yeah.
And fucking celebrities do that all the time.
It's like I said, these people have never had money in their life. And imagine going from nothing to everything all at once.
Yeah, that's why you don't want to build up that fast. You want to do a slow burn.
Yeah.
You want to take it real slow. Everything is a slow, methodical process.
Yeah.
And
Well,
you
people
just-
are scared of doing that in life these days as well. They're like, I want everything right now.
Yeah, they're afraid that if you take it slow,
You'll
that
be
you'll
forgotten or something, or you'll miss out.
You'll miss out on your opportunity. And the thing is,
Yeah.
no, if you do it slow, you never miss out because you're constantly growing, you big dingus.
Dude, as someone who's a Twitch streamer, I've freaking seen this sort of thing so much as well. Where
Yeah,
people
'cause
just
somebody gets popular for a little bit of time and then they fizzle out.
yeah, and people are way too scared to take anything slow on Twitch, but it's like all the content creators who take things slowly, those
They're the ones doing the best.
they're the ones who last the longest and who do the best because they're not writing trends crazily.
Yeah, because trends don't set the person; it's the creator that does.
Trends don't set the person, and also trends by nature die out quickly. So
Here's-
if you're
here's the
known
best
for a
way to
trend,
look at it.
Yeah.
Let's look at Ninja.
Yeah.
Okay. Let's look at him. He got really, really popular because of Fortnite,
yeah,
right? And now he is stuck playing Fortnite. And the thing is
Yeah.
the game is starting to detrend.
Yeah.
He's in a position where he's not getting as many views, and then he switched to Mixer, which really hurt him.
well, I think
in terms of viewership.
in terms of viewership, I think they paid him a lot to do that, though.
Well, that's the thing. They're paying him upfront salary
Yeah.
while they're just collecting all the money that he's making.
Oh, is that true? Are they paying him
Well,
straight
I'm
up
not
salary?
100% sure on the contract, but I would basically go out on a limb saying that's how it's done.
I've seen all kinds of
that-
weird theories that say he was given a bunch of money up front,
I would
millions
believe
and
that.
millions and
I
millions.
would believe that he was given money up front and that they pay him a monthly salary.
Yeah.
And the reason is that they're like, listen, we will pay you $1 million and we will collect all of your subs and we will collect all of your stuff, right?
Yeah.
So they just keep all the sub money and they keep all the advertising money for themselves.
They also
in the
gave away
hopes-
free subs at first just to get people in that ecosystem where
Exactly,
they're
that's what
already
I'm saying.
subbing.
That's why I think they gave away the free subs. Is
Yeah.
the idea hey, if we give away some free subs, we can next month we might be able we're going to pay him $1 million or 500,000 or whatever they're paying him a month, and they'll be like, we're paying him 500,000. We could make $1.5 million off these subs, so we'll make $1.5 million off the subs, and we'll just pay him his $500,000 salary.
It's also, I kept hearing people like quoting statistics about Ninja Stream when he first moved over. It's a really good way to buff the numbers up as well. So like he moved over and immediately had tons of subs because they're giving them away for free, and people were quoting that like, look at how many subs he gets. We should go to Mixer.
But that's the first fucking day. You know?
It's the first day and it's all free. So no one had to pay for that.
Yeah, no one's got to pay. It's just kind of like, it's like Elon Musk with his Tesla truck, the Cybertruck.
Yeah.
And you only have to pay $100 to pre-order the Cybertruck. We know what the fucking reason was, because since it's only $100,
you're gonna have to pay for the rest of the truck.
You're gonna have to pay for the rest at the end. He
Yeah.
knew if it was only $100 and it was completely refundable, that
Yeah.
he would get thousands and thousands of people to pre-order the fucking truck, and then he could take it to a bank and be like, listen, we've got 17,000 pre-orders for this fucking truck, and we need your loan to build the truck.
Yeah, I mean, Elon Musk is not a dumb guy. He knows what he's doing when he does crap like that.
It's not dumb. He's doing it in a smart way. But I can tell you this. I don't think Elon Musk is really... A lot of people like to say, oh, he's this great genius, and I don't really think he is. Because
Yeah.
I hear him talk, and I just don't believe he really is as smart as people give him credit for. I mean, maybe it's a... I don't even think he would say he's as smart as people give him credit for either.
I think that he's very smart, and I don't know if I'd call him a genius, though. I think he's just a guy who likes to innovate and come up with new ideas that people don't want to do.
Yeah, like, for example, people were saying, like... Oh,
if you just heard that, by the way, I just killed a spider, so...
Oh, you're good. But, people were like, you know, he's creating a way to go to Mars, and we're going to colonize Mars.
That's
like,
never going to
really
happen,
cool.
ever.
Right, I know, but they're like, you know, that's a genius right there, and I'm like, wait a second.
To me,
calm
that's
down.
an idiot.
Like, that doesn't sound like a genius. I'm like, that sounds like a guy who wants to do something, and he'll probably do it. Don't get me wrong. He'll get people to Mars at some point.
And they'll die.
Yeah, I'm like, but the idea of colonizing Mars, I'm like, who the fuck would want to live on Mars?
I mean,
wants to live there?
Also, a lot of these,
Anybody?
honestly, like real talk, a lot of these people that folks claim are geniuses, they're people who pay other people to design shit for them.
Yeah,
like
exactly.
everyone thought Steve Jobs was such a revolutionary and such a genius. And to a degree, in the early days, he did design a lot of stuff. He worked at IBM, and he worked, I think, at Atari. And he did a lot of legitimate, intelligent work. He's not an idiot. He wasn't dumb. And he was smart. But essentially, all he did was walk in the room and say, I want this thing to be made. And they're like, yes, we'll do it because we want to keep our jobs.
And then a bunch of geniuses basically figured out how to do it.
Yeah. Lots of people want to live on Mars, says Yo-Yo. Weird people.
I mean, don't get me wrong. I mean, there's probably some people who want to live on Mars. But the thing is, once they do live on Mars, they're going to be like, fuck this. I don't want to live on Mars anymore.
Yeah. It's one of those things that people want to be like the first Martian. It sounds cool on paper. And then in reality, it's going to be the worst thing they've ever done.
Absolutely, because there's not a fucking McDonald's on Mars.
I can't get a McDouble here.
They'll be like, wait a second, how do I get to Walmart?
Dude, my sister lived in like Minnesota for like a couple years with her ex-fiance when I was a kid. And literally she left her dogs with my dad at his house, and he reached a point where she was like, I need to see my dogs. It's driving me crazy. And he was like, I'm sick of taking care of these dogs. So my dad had me kind of be the navigator and just like read the map for him while he drove. We met in the middle and kind of went to like Missouri or some crap. And when she was there, like she was only away from the state of Texas for like 2 years, and she's like, oh my God, I haven't had Taco Bell and I haven't had KFC in so many years, and it's driving me insane. Imagine being on Mars.
Right, well, and that's what I'm saying, and Yo-Yo is bringing up a good point. The whole idea is to make it livable like Earth. And the thing is, yeah, okay, but you can't make Mars livable like Earth.
You can make it.
You know?
You could probably find an artificial method, but then if those systems break down, like real life is not Star Trek. That's one thing. Is a lot of people like want real life to be like a movie. I don't want Star Trek to be reality.
Like, I mean, I'm sure you could find some way to make Mars livable in some aspect, but also don't forget that it gets so fucking cold there, you would just freeze to death anyway.
Yeah.
Like, fix that fucking problem first, you know? Like,
You can get one of those.
can't put a,
You know those little floor heaters you buy at Walmart that when you
That
kick
ain't
them
gonna work, dude.
when you kick them over, they kind of turn off. You know what I'm talking about?
I mean, I get what you're saying, but I don't think that one's gonna work.
No, we can buy 6 trillion of them with Elon Musk money.
Right.
We can heat the entire planet of Mars with like those
I mean,
$30,
don't get me
$40
wrong,
heaters.
It'd probably be cool to have the idea of like living on Mars,
It's people who want to
also
sound
don't forget-
cool.
but
Dude.
also don't forget how long it's gonna take you to get to Mars.
I've got a friend
not
who's like a really eccentric guy. He's
It's
like,
not like a 48-hour,
Yeah.
drive.
Okay.
It's like a year.
I've got a friend who's a Mormon, and he's like this super eccentric guy, right?
Right.
And he got some random phishing email that said it's from NASA. This is not a joke. He got a phishing email that said it's from NASA and asking him if he wants to buy a ticket to live on Mars. And he signed it. He did it. And then he posted it on Facebook. He's like, and people were like, what the hell is wrong with you, Chris? And he's like, well, I just figure if it is true, I want to be on Mars. I'm like, what are you talking about?
Yep. No, I doubt you do. Like,
He was homeschooled half of his life, and then he moved to the school that I went to. So he doesn't know when his ideas are the worst. Like, he gave them some kind of info about himself. They didn't ask for like financial stuff, but I bet he was hacked from that crap or something.
probably.
And then, like, because he's getting sick of Facebook, he started this campaign on Facebook to move to, like, what the hell is the name of that platform? Let me literally read my DMs with him. He invited me to join him there, and I'm like,
Wait, like some other thing that's not Facebook.
Okay, here's
kinda
here's
like
what it is.
Facebook.
Okay, here's two of me and my buddy Chris, who, by the way, I love. One of my best friends. He's a weirdo. Okay, here's one of our convos, and then I'll read the one about the website. Okay, he shared some petition about Nancy Pelosi, like
Petition about like
to ban
or
her or something. Like, I don't know.
she's a politician. I don't think I want to ban her.
And then this was my reply to him. I said, lol, not a fan of hers, but I don't sign petitions because it seems like they tend to not make a difference. He said,
They really don't.
Lamau, I knew you were going to say that word for word somehow. I said, well, we have been friends for many years. Then he just shared a random link. Come join MeWe. It's the only social network built on trust, control, and love. And then he shared his profile, which I won't read. And then I said, I have a profile on Minds, but I've never used this. And that's our conversation. Like, he's just an eccentric guy, and he has these very grand ideas in his head. One time he asked me to make a YouTube video for him that was of him building a medieval cannon. He wanted me to be the video producer for that because I'm the only guy who knows who can edit and do that stuff, who has experience with
go.
that. And I kind of was being, what was that?
I just said, well, there you go.
Yeah. I was trying to be nice to him and be cool, and I'm like, oh, okay, sure, sounds like an idea. I'm trying not to just be like, that is the dumbest idea I've ever heard in my life. And then he's like giving me all these plans that don't make sense. He's like, see, here's what we're going to do. And he's listing all this like material that he's not going to be able to make a cannon out of. He's like trying to make a black powder cannon. And I'm like,
Right.
I don't really think it's safe. I don't want to like make a reality show with you, Chris, because like I love you and you're one of my buddies, but like I don't. First of all, if you're trying to make explosives, that's not legal. I don't think we can.
I think you can make a black powder.
I think it's
Probably.
possible. I would just have to look up because, like the area that we're in and what's legal and what we could do. So I'm thinking
Right.
every time I've done a video project with anyone, I sit there and I kind of make them upset because I tell them all the legal liabilities and all the things that are
I'm
wrong.
up to the same shit. I totally understand where you're coming
And people get all like upset, like, no, it doesn't matter. No one's ever gonna notice that
You-
we used
you
a
know how
song
many
by the
people-
Spice Girls, and it's like, yeah, they will.
Like, you know how many people have come to me and be like, I want to do this with CGN.
Yeah.
And I'm like, that's against the law.
Exactly.
And they're like, it doesn't matter. Nobody's going to know. I'm
That's
like,
the thing.
I
It's
fucking know. You big dingus.
there's also outlier situations where people do find out. Also, if I ever want to grow my platform on YouTube or Twitch and actually want to be partnered or whatever, I can't really have this random ass video of me building a fucking cannon up there.
I mean, you could.
I
I
mean-
mean, people would probably be like, hey, that's kind of cool. You built
They
a
would
cannon.
think it's cool, but what I'm saying is if I'm doing something illegal, I don't want that out there. Which I wouldn't do, but you know what I mean.
Yeah.
It's like that would be a thing that I shouldn't do.
I feel like that would be something, though, that wouldn't hurt you in any way.
It was just a situation where he
But
was
it is-
telling
but
me
it is silly.
he was telling me this weird grand idea. This wasn't when we were teenagers either. This was like a couple years out of high school, like 3 or 4 years out of high school. And he's like, he sends me all these ideas, and I tell him like, what did I tell him? I was just like, I don't know about that at a certain point. He's like, oh, that's fine, and he just called it off.
Yeah. I don't know.
I don't know.
All I know is that I sit at home.
I
know it
do
was
too.
Windy yesterday. That's all I know.
Like I said, I literally went on my first walk in forever, like today.
Man, like, I want to go on a walk, but, like, I don't want to walk down the fucking road
Yeah.
because there's no sidewalk.
Yeah.
So,
The awkward thing for me is like when I walk, I'm like awkward with complete strangers. And so like I make them uncomfortable by trying to not make them uncomfortable, for example. I'll try too hard to not look suspicious and look suspicious. If you know what
yeah,
I
like,
mean.
no, I get what you're saying. Like, you try and blend in, but by trying to blend in, you look even more out
Yeah.
of touch.
Like, for example, like, because we've got this whole COVID thing going on, I'm trying to stay 6 feet apart from people. I was walking down the sidewalk, and then there were some kids playing to the right of me in their yard. So then I walk off the sidewalk to, like, the edge of the road, like, towards the middle-ish.
So you seem even more weird.
Yeah, I seem even more weird. And the thing is, I also make a couple
'Cause
laps.
So then they're looking at you being like, does that guy got the COVID?
Well, no, here's the
Yeah.
thing. I also walk laps around the block, and I've noticed a lot of people get uncomfortable when you loop around their house twice in a row. So, like, these kids
Right.
were out there playing in their yard, and the first time I walk around, they just continue playing. And the second time I walk around, I did the exact same thing. I get off of the concrete and I get off the sidewalk onto the middle-ish of the road, because they're like parked at the curb and everything, so I have to walk to the middle a little bit. And then I see the kids all be like, here, let's go put up our bicycles or whatever. And I'm like, oh, this feels horrible. They're like creeped out by me, I think, unless I'm overthinking it. Because this random ass strangers loop by their house twice now.
I don't know.
You think
Man,
I was
got people-
overthinking that
I
one?
got people on my property all the time, and I'm just like, whatever.
Yeah. I wonder if I'm
But then again,
overthinking
I don't
things
think
like that.
people know what our property actually is.
Yeah.
You know, like they're just they see the house, but they don't know how much land there actually is. So they just start walking across our field, and I'm like, what are they doing?
Yeah.
And I'll just be like, don't worry about them. They'll be all right. They don't know.
You watch Dave Chappelle's new special a while back?
I've seen it, yeah.
He has an entire bit about some random, like, white guy with a shotgun walking across his property, and he just kind of waves to him.
Yeah, I mean, like I have that same scenario, like just going on all
With
the
a
time.
gun, though?
I mean, I've seen people, they hunt on our property because they don't know that it's ours. And I've had to tell people, I don't want to tell them too much, but I'll be
Yeah.
like, after they're done anyway, I'll be like, hey man, you've been hunting on my property. And they'll be
Yeah.
like, oh, I didn't know this was yours. And I'll be like, yeah, it's mine, and I don't care. Just, next time ask me.
Yeah. And that's perfect. That's like a reasonable way to do it. There's a lot of people that'd be like, stay away from my property.
I mean, I don't want to be a dick to somebody. If they want to hunt, and they thought the area was just like open area, fine, I get that. But I'm going to just be like, listen, I don't even care if you do, but just ask next time, all right? Because usually just by saying that, they're not going to tell their friends to come hunt there or something.
Oh my God, the turning's really good now for some reason. Oh, it's maybe get worse though.
How's it going?
What's up, Shadow Wolf? How you feeling, my dude?
Feeling a lot better now. I have all the stomach problems.
Oh, did you feel that way on a Friday?
Yeah, I was feeling that way on Friday, but it's getting a little bit better.
Okay, I was wondering about that because I never wanted to say anything on the air on Friday, but you seemed a little like, not off, but like kind of irritable or irritated about something. Not us, but...
Oh, no, that was dealing with my computer.
Okay, yeah. I wanted to ask at the time, but I figured if you were mad at us for something or if you were mad about something, I didn't want to like set you off or anything. Not that you are that kind of guy, but you know what I mean.
My computer fully crapped out on me.
Yeah.
Like, my CPU is literally not doing anything now.
Yeah, that's no
Every
good.
time I boot it up, it automatically goes 100.
Starting to go, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, I gotta get a new one.
Go. Yeah.
Yeah. So, anyway, but yeah, yesterday my stomach started acting up.
Yeah.
So,
You gotta show your stomach who's boss, dude. You gotta tear your stomach out and use it as a trophy.
That's what I always tell people. People always tell me, I'll be like, man, I'm starting to get sick. I'll be like, you just beat it up, man.
Yeah, man, just
beat
walk
the
it
fuck out
off.
of it.
You got COVID, walk it off,
yeah,
bro.
pretty much.
What's that? You're
It'll be like
vomiting
my
blood? It'll be fine.
They'll be like, my arm's hurting. I'm like, well, you just need to hit it harder.
My arm's hurting. My left arm is numb. Oh, it's fine.
You just need to
Start
hit it.
beating it, make it start feeling again.
Just beat it.
Just punch it.
Just beat it.
Just punch it, man. Just beat the pain out of it.
By the way, back in the day on YouTube, I had random people join the stream specifically to ask me if I thought Michael Jackson was gay. And I remember the whole time sitting there.
Do you think Michael Jackson is gay? I don't. I think he's dead.
Well, was gay. They were asking me if they thought he was gay when he was alive or something. And I remember they asked me this question literally twice. They joined the stream randomly. They're just random ass questions, and they hopped out of the chat. And I remember being like, what the hell was that? And it was always towards the end of the stream they do it. So they're clearly sitting there perched at their keyboard, waiting to troll in a really weird way that doesn't make sense.
Trolls. Because trolls come to me, and then I ask them questions, and they're like, no, I don't like this guy, because he's not responding to my question the right way.
Yeah. I mean, since I play games
when trolls ask you a question, you ask them a question. They're like,
oh, I don't ask them questions. I'll just be like, you know what? Yeah, you probably have a real good point there. I should really consider doing things different. And they're like, what the fuck? No, you're supposed to get angry.
Well, yeah, it disarms people when you just agree with them. Yeah, it disarms people completely if you just agree with their nonsense.
And then just agree with everything. They can just say the exact opposite of what you just said, and you'll be like, yeah, you know what? I agree with that now,
I
too.
did that in school all the time. People would sit there and they would find things to insult me with. They'd be like, you're gay, you're dumb, you're this, you're that. And I'd be
I
like...
still do that kind of stuff.
I would be like, yeah, you're right.
Right.
Yeah, I am.
I'm not gay either, but I just say oh yeah, sure, man. You interested?
I've never thought about it, but there's a good opportunity that I might actually be.
It's funny. They would call me gay, and no diss to the gay people in the audience or any people in that community,
but that used to be an insult, though.
Yeah, that used to be an insult, and that's why I'm saying it, is I want them to understand the context. But
people used to use it as an insult, especially when we were in school.
Yeah.
I remember.
I mean, the F slur that everyone's so freaked out about, that used to be a thing I was called every day.
I mean, yeah, no, I understand. I mean, I we're not that old.
Yeah.
But we still remember time when, that was just kind of normal.
Yeah. But, yeah, people would sit there and call me gay and insult me, and I just agree with them, and they wouldn't know what the hell to do with themselves. Like, I'd have someone, I'd like turn it around on them, they'd call me gay, I'd be like, why are you asking, are you interested? And they'd be like, ew, and they'd run away or some crap. I'm like, well, what?
You see, no, I don't know, like, when I was in school, man, I never had any problems. Like, everyone was super cool to me.
Yeah.
I just had, like, the greatest.
Is
Like,
this
I always
a-
tell people that, be like, man, school was awesome. And that's not a joke. These are, like, real. This
Okay,
is
I was
sarcastic,
actually asking, I was like, is that a meme or are you genuine
Yeah,
with
like,
this?
no, like, my school was so awesome. Like, because I hear my wife talk about school because she's younger than me.
Yeah.
And she'll be like, oh, school, man, I hated school and stuff. And I'll be like, man, school was the best. Like, I just did whatever the fuck I wanted. My mom's calling me. Let me answer this damn.
See, I had the same thing happen earlier. My mom freaking butt dialed me on stream earlier, Shadow Wolf.
Yeah, I'm listening.
She like butt dialed me with FaceTime somehow. I don't know how you manage that even.
Oi.
But she
yeah,
got
go
all
ahead.
shocked because I answered and it was just a black screen. And she's like, Nathan? And she picks it up out of her... I think she literally thought I was in the parking lot of her work with her. Because she was just leaving. She was like
Yeah.
saying Nathan as if she heard me there. And then she picked it up and she's like, oh, okay. It was very
That's
interesting.
fine. Yep, that's fine.
Yeah. I kind of
That's one
love this
time where,
game. This is a good chill game.
Skyrim?
This isn't Skyrim. This is Elder Scrolls Blades. Like this,
Oh, Blades, okay.
yeah, this is a really good
that's all,
chilled
yeah.
out sort of game. Actually, real quick, could you guys entertain chat, you and Zach? I will be right back. I need to go. Get something to drink real quick.
Okay.
Just ask the chat random questions about their buttholes.
Well, right now, he's talking to his mom, so it's just me.
Gotcha.
So, how was the game? Nobody was there. I'm all alone. There's no one here beside me. My problems ever gone. There's no one to entertain y'all. But you gotta have friends. I'm just crazy. Box. Smash box. Yeah, I got my knees. Do that. First smash box, then do the thing. Okay. Wait, okay. So we got a lot of money on that one. Picture hurt, side hurt or something like that. I don't know. It was roaming around Rome or Greeks, whatever. Welcome back. In about 5 hours.
All right, I'm back on mic.
Welcome back in about
My
5
butthole
hours.
has been experiencing molding and mild discomfort, says Yo-Yo. I feel you, man. I think we can all relate. I grabbed myself a water and some sody pop here.
Sounds about right with me right now, so.
Yep. I'm trying to lay off soda because I've drank too many in the past couple days. And the thing is, if I drink too much soda, it starts to hurt my stomach real bad.
Yeah, I noticed that too. That's why I'm like, oh boy, right now. So
Yeah.
my
Like-
sleep schedule has been way off. So my stomach's regretting it.
Yeah, I hear a lot of people say that their stomach is like connected to their sleep schedule, and that one I don't understand. Just personally.
No, just like drinking so much cokes and such, right?
Oh, okay, yeah. Build up. Okay, I can't do that.
That's what I'm saying. My stomach is regretting it. Because I've been
Yeah.
drinking a lot more cokes and such, and I'm like, yeah, no.
Yeah, like once I turned like 21 or something, my body just started to reject soda completely. I'm not sure why, because it's one of the hardest habits for me to break because I still like soda a lot. Just honestly.
Same.
Just a weird thing. Is Zach still on the line?
No, he's telling his mom.
Okay, he's still on the phone.
I was singing earlier. There's
Yeah.
on alone. There's no one here beside me.
Oh, he was singing Shrek. Actually, I'm gonna switch games. This game is fun. I'm kind of getting tired of it at this point. I've been playing for about 3 hours.